1975, the home to this Daffabit Masters, the richest and most prestigious invitational event in snooker. Tonight we find out who will be facing Barry Hawkins in tomorrow's final. Will it be Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5 times winner, 10 times finalist in this event? And this evening he breaks Jimmy White's record for the number of matches and indeed appearances. 62 this evening, and don't forget he's made 60 centuries in the previous 61. He has ruled this event, but this evening he's up against the current ruler of the snooker world, the Crucible champion Stuart Bingham, who has exceptionally positive memories of their last meeting in Sheffield.
Come out in front of a packed crowd, and you know, I've been playing a lot of exhibitions, and you know, the pressure's slightly different.
The occasion's going to be great. It's something I can tell my grandkids that I played the best player in the world in the semi-final at the Masters.
He's come a long way in the last 4 or 5 years. Always had the game, but just I think he was lacking a bit of confidence. And since he's got some wins, you know, and obviously capped it off with the World Championships last year, so you know he's one of the top players now, and got a chance to win any time he plays him.
I find it actually easier playing people like Ronnie, that you know you've got to be on top of your game to have a chance of winning. You're not sort of guaranteed winning playing him when you're at your best, but it's a 50-50 shot. Obviously I'll be the underdog.
I have to be on my game and try and find a little bit extra than what I've had already this tournament.
I love people that doubt me. I've had it sort of obviously all through my career, and that just sort of it keeps me on it. If he's going to have 99% of the crowd, hopefully my luck can sort of give it a shout out. Maybe we get drowned by the Ronnie fans, but yeah, it's just got to go out there and try and enjoy it.
So the Rockets return to the big time, going well so far, but tonight he's up against the world champion.
Yes, it's interesting, isn't it, to coin a phrase, that not often is the world champion such a strong outsider in a match. It just shows you what esteem the bookmakers think of Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Now, Stuart Bingham, of course, hasn't had to be his brilliant best to get through to the semi-final, but surely those 2 matches will have buoyed his confidence.
Yeah, wobbling his first match, but a good performance against John Higgins, and I think all of a sudden perhaps Stuart Bingham's turned the corner of having the weight of responsibility of world champion around his neck. He looked like he started to enjoy it, and as the underdog coming into this match, I think that probably helps him.
Now, he's the underdog in the quarter-final of the World Championship as well, but
yeah,
he beat Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Yes, and I think from Ronnie O'Sullivan's perspective, as he sort of says, he owes him one a bit, and I don't think Ronnie, even though he sort of doesn't sort of play it up, I don't think Ronnie ever wants a player to get the evil eye on him. So I think he'll be sort of have a lot of resolve to try and beat Stuart Bingham for a variety of reasons tonight.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Ronnie has an emphatic record against Stuart, 11 wins to 3, but it's memories of their most recent meeting, as you were saying, guys, in the Crucible quarter-final, the 28th of April last year, that colours our perspective this evening. O'Sullivan wasn't seen on the snooker circuit since that defeat until he resurfaced on the 19th of December last year. And this weekend, Ronnie is attempting to match Stephen Hendry in terms of 6 Masters titles. And Stephen's in the commentary box alongside John Virgo this evening. Stephen, is there anyone that can stop him from equaling your record this year?
I don't think that there is someone who can stop or equal my...
Straightforward as ever. John, this weight of the world crown has
equaling my
heavy on
record.
Stuart's head over the last few months.
We'll see what
This is
Ronnie.
the first time he's ever got past the last 16 stage in the Masters. How dangerous could he be this evening?
Well, I think he's got 2 things in his favour, as Stuart said in his interview. He's the underdog. Most of the crowd will be supporting Ronnie, so the expectation of being world champion isn't going to be that strong on him. And he knows Ronnie's game so well, and he knows only his best is going to be good enough. So you can go in there with a clear mind.
And Stephen, for you, the bearing of that match in the quarter-final at the Crucible, it wasn't just the defeat, it was the manner of Stuart's win, because he was 8 frames to 9 down and won the last 5 frames on the trot. It was painful for Ronnie, certainly.
Yeah, it is painful for Ronnie, and it is the world, I think, the best record he can achieve, and achieved it in fact, Stuart Bingham, in the all-time record in the Crucible. championship.
I'll probably be wrong again.
And why not?
Tell me, John, for you,
Maybe
what
he
is
can
the
break it
deciding
today.
element that's going to swing it
Who
one way or
knows?
the other?
Well, obviously, a lot will depend on what game Ronnie brings, but we know Ronnie O'Sullivan is a genius, and as I say, that will clear Stuart's mind, and he knows only his best is going to be good enough.
Okay, John, Stephen, it's a lively crowd in tonight, 2,000 out there, and I know that MC Rob Walker is about to get them revved up even more.
Yes, thanks, Hazel. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a night in prospect here at Ali Pali. This is the very last session of snooker before tomorrow's Daffabet Masters final. Two local lads going toe-to-toe for a place in the big Sunday showdown. I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely rocking in here tonight. Please welcome a player who first won this title 21 years ago, and here he is, bidding for an amazing 11th appearance in a Masters final. Can it close in on a 6th Masters crown? Blink and you'll miss him. The Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan. And his opponent, a player who has worked so hard to earn his place amongst the game's elite. This is his first appearance in a Masters semi-final, and he cannot wait. What a run he produced at the Crucible last year to seal his first global title. So here he comes. He's the reigning champion of the world, Stuart Bull Run Bingham.
Through the telly, it's great stuff in here, it really is. What an atmosphere we got. It's an all-Essex best of 11 for a place in the final alongside Barry Hawkins tomorrow. Stephen and John, I get the feeling we're going to enjoy this one. Over to you.
Absolutely, Hazel, and we're going to absolutely incredible, and we're amazed for this commentary.
Because he's absolutely electric. I sometimes wonder, Stephen,
And look about Royal Sullivan there. Absolutely delighted. Colin Humphreys controlling the crowd.
Yeah, this is what top snooker players all about. In atmospheres like this.
And look at this, the best you can get.
Matches like this, his career started so late.
And look at this, he's absolutely in the spot of the wall. In fact, Stuart Bingham.
If you like, than you used to.
What an opportunity for Stuart.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot from Stuart!
That's what I'd be thinking if I was Stuart. Everyone expecting Sullivan, or possibly to be the Ronnie O'Sullivan show tonight, but what better stage to prove that you're the world champion?
Oh, okay.
Terrific opening red, but just ran past the baulk line. That's why he had to settle for the snooker. But it's not a straightforward escape, this. There's reds on either side of the cluster. Well, as I say, it's not certain.
Maybe that line.
Coming round of 4 cushions.
3, 4. Oh, not quite.
Good try. And I think it'll
That's the line. But not quite hard. Just a bit hard. Just a fine adjustment would be perfect. Let's see. Take number 2. 1, 2, 3. No. 4. No.
Foul, the miss. Stuart Bingham, 4.
Once again, there'll be no hesitation from Stuart in having this replaced. Ronnie may look for an alternative route here. He underhit the first attempt and then overhit that one, and that just squared it up off the first cushion. He's trying to nestle into the cluster just below the pink here. The yellow's in the way and the jaw.
1, 2, 3. 4. Okay, but it's way.
But this time he might not take the miss because I think there's a red, a possible red to the left middle.
It is, John. There it is. There it is. The red. You can take it on. Stuart Bingham. Oh, I thought is in. Wow. Look at that. Wow. Watch Ronnie O'Sullivan. Is he going for it? No, don't tell me. It is. It's in! What a shot! Look at that!
Yeah, that one please, Ronnie. Right in the heart. Pocket.
What the guts he has, this man.
9.
Couple of loose reds to play for.
5 times champion of the world.
Go into the cluster, so you'd think he'd play for one of the loose reds. He's just about come far enough.
12.
He wants to pot this and not run into another red.
13.
But now he'll have eyes on the cannon, if he's got the angle.
A little bit straighter than he would like. That's why he's going to have to play for the one remaining loose red, so looks like he's too low to
20.
play on the black. Have to go for the blue here.
Oh, nice bunch there. Nice bunch.
The red that's to the left of the table, I think the pot's to the right corner, so that's the one he'll play for here.
Yeah. Good shot.
Cued that lovely. Tight under the cushion. To play it with pace. Good cueing needed
27.
and got.
The shot, right.
28.
Yep.
Another opportunity. Well, the first opportunity to go into them now. He had a good angle on the black. You always need a little bit of luck.
I think he's going to play for it.
Might just be okay.
35.
And that red has gone to the far left corner, and I think he may just be able to cue past the red. If he can get to the middle of the cue ball, shouldn't be a problem.
What a shot! What a shot! And he's on the black! What a shot to play there! Second gut. Oh, he's striking the cue ball. So perfect.
43. 44.
Check side. It is. I mean, screw check side. But running side. They check it. Vice versa. The clot.
He stopped in his tracks there as he got the perfect angle. As I say, there's nothing available. Got to force this cue ball into that cluster. No, he just didn't get the correct angle on the black, so he won't be winning the frame at this visit.
Yeah, it got the right angle. He's going to play it. Well, look at the white. Look at the white. Have a look at the white. What a snooker!
Break there from Ronnie, and a wonderful finish. Good safety. Stuart, 46 points behind.
There's the shadow. Indicates the snooker.
Brown that's stopping him coming off the right-hand side cushion. The left-hand cushion is a little bit trickier. You could just overhit it and possibly leave a red on. He'd like to come down the right-hand side of the table as we look, but as I say, the brown's just in the way. So coming off 2 cushions. Judged it well. And no call of touching ball from referee Colin Humphreys. Good length. Puts a bit of pressure now on this safety shot from Stuart. He knows one more mistake and it'll be end of frame. So got to catch this just right.
Nice touch.
That's basically a fluke. When the player plays a safety shot, he's playing to land on the baulk cushion. That's a bonus to land here. And this is not easy to get safe. It's not bad. I don't think Stuart will be taking this red along the black cushion.
No, as you say, Stuart was trying to find the baulk cushion, not the baulk line behind the yellow, but well, if you have a little bit of luck, can you take advantage? He's got the red to the right middle. As Stephen says, you wouldn't really think he'd be tempted by the red along the top cushion. Well, he's looking at it. This looks tougher than the one to the middle to me.
Oh, what a shot!
That was brilliant. That was such a tough point to play at that pace, John, of 2 cushions.
Wow, look at that. One. And the white. Absolutely controlled it perfect.
He's given himself now.
He deserved the frame for that shot.
8. Nine.
Well, it's only the first frame, but this visit is so important in the context of the match, I feel. Stuart doesn't take this opportunity and lets Ronnie off the hook.
16.
Just gives Ronnie that boost. You just think, well, my opponent's not going to take his chances.
17.
If he's straight, it's a poor shot. That's why he's looking at the blue.
Yeah, slight mistake there, because those 3 reds are really only available into the left corner, so he played for the pink, he's playing the blue.
Good one.
Right from the heart of the pocket.
$22.
Stun shot there. Just below center. He's underhit it. He's underhit it.
Right hand side of the pocket as we look at it. Potted it thick. That's why he's come up short with the cue ball. Shouldn't be a problem. Play for pink or blue.
Like the white Trevor chart. And,
21.
good recovery.
Just stun for the pink to the right corner. Leave a half ball angle just to.
37.
We might even go up for the blue.
38.
Yeah, decided to go up for the blue. This blue will put him 3 points behind. So he now needs up to and including the pink to take this first frame.
43. 45.
Just a couple inches short being perfect. Might have to use a bit of check side here.
$48.
So is this the first psychological blow in this match?
$52.
Blue and pink needed.
$57.
Perfect. Inch perfect.
So, this ball for an opening frame winning. There it is! Stuart Bingham just got it. The first frame in the board. 1-0 to Stuart Bingham.
Snooker on the yellow, but that paved the way for a 63 frame winning break. 1-0 to the world champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the world champion has just re-entered the building. It's been a while since we saw Stuart come up with something like that, and it was all made with that brilliant opening red along the cushion.
I mean, these are hard if you're just dropping them in, but I mean, to play this with pace around the two cushions is a fabulous piece of cueing, and deserved everything he got after that.
And it sets the tone, as Stephen was saying there. It lets Ronnie know that he is in good enough form to lay the gauntlet down and give him a run for his money tonight.
Yes, and I mean, it's not that often that Ronnie O'Sullivan fails to make a frame-winning break once he's reached 50 points. But he came a little bit out of position on that black, had to try and go into the pack off the side cushion, if you remember, as opposed to straight in. And it was an error of judgment, but the fine margins. But Ronnie O'Sullivan knows full well that he's in a match.
Fine margins, of course. John mentioned it. I mean, he got a bit lucky with the snooker, didn't he? I mean, Stuart, you're playing in an area where you're trying to hit the ball cushion and get it as tight as possible. Slightly hit it wrong, and when it's come off the top cushion and gone right behind the yellow, you're thinking to yourself, that's a bonus.
But actually, when Ronnie O'Sullivan played out of the snooker, I think he'd have been very pleased with the outcome. He played it very cleverly and left Stuart being a very missable shot. And so even so, you know, all things considered, it was a good safety shot by Stuart Bingham, but as John says, you know, you can't expect it to go behind the yellow. There's always ifs and buts in the game, but I mean, if that's going to be the standard for the rest of the match, it's another corker.
Hey, we'll take it, won't we? You know, it's interesting. Stuart Bingham was saying all the right things in the build-up to this. He was saying, you know, I can tell my grandkids I've played against the best player that's ever lived in the semi-finals of the Masters. That's enough for me. I'm just going to go out and enjoy it. He's taking the pressure off himself.
Well, he was second favourite last night against John Higgins, and he came through, and he's second favourite today, and who knows him, but he looks like he's playing himself into good form.
Sure does. Back we go. Frame 2.
It is Hazel. Frame number 2. Stuart Bingham to break off.
Well, he's left Ronnie the long red here, half ball pot to the left corner. So tell us how Ronnie's queuing. He's just pausing. There's a few latecomers just taking the seats.
Good shot, though.
Similar, of course, to the opening red. I mean, we keep saying about the break-off shot now. It's becoming like a poison chalice. If you don't get it right, you could be sat down for the rest of the frame. It's a tough school.
comfortable long pot that Stuart left Ronnie. Shot that professionals would probably expect to get maybe 7-8 times out of 10, so got to tighten that break off up. What to get as we see this break off? He's playing to get a cue ball in behind the yellow. Just didn't get into the cue ball enough.
I just caught it a little bit thicker, but if it rolls on another 6 inches, amazingly enough, and finishes tight on the cushion, it makes the pot so much more difficult. But it was a tremendous opening red from Ronnie.
Over screw it there. What left-handed there? Wow. That's incredible.
Well, he obviously played to get an angle in. He obviously played to get an angle in the baulk colour to go into the bunch, so he's overscrewed that by a good couple of feet there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to screw back for the blue.
Just easy. Not escape.
Yeah, me too, John. I've then seen the blues actually off its spot, so
1, 2 cushion.
For a baulk colour.
Oops. Pink or not? Oh, just.
Judged it nicely. And once again, whenever your opponent rolls in the ball, you're always hoping for the referee to say touching ball, but it wasn't. So Ronnie just had to play the containing safety. He couldn't get back to the baulk end, but Stuart can. Once again, Stuart will be disappointed with the length of cue ball there.
Played the safety there.
But Ronnie, I assumed he could get to the potting angle. Didn't think it was worthwhile taking on because he wasn't guaranteed position. If you've got a tough pot and you're not guaranteed to be on a colour, no value. Much too thick. Much too thick.
First error.
I think Stuart can just get past the blue for this red. He can.
One. Six.
See a lot of players just brush the cloth with their hand. It's usually when there's a few screw shots and you get a little chalk dust around. There you see a couple of examples of that.
Feature of Stuart's run to winning the World Championship was his high scoring when he was in the balls, and he's playing well. He does score very, very heavily
15.
and at pace as well. Well, it's good to see him looking confident and looking like he's going to score heavily again. Doesn't waste much time around the table.
22. $23.
You see, average shot time identical. Looks very composed out there.
30.
Of course, he's no stranger to playing Ronnie. We talked about when he beat him in the quarter-final, but they've had many a practice session together in the early days.
31.
I didn't think he'd play a cannon here. It'd be a little bit risky because he's got 3 reds that are available into the same pocket as this black. Ooh.
Wow! Concentrated on the position. Look at that. Oh, wow.
Unforgivable, I'm afraid.
I think first chance for Ronnie. Yeah.
Cannot afford any unforced errors tonight.
Stuart, you can beat this.
At least not many.
This fella. Well, you have
First frame, pinch the frame. Is Ronnie going to do the same?
not to make mistakes.
Yeah, these reds aren't too badly situated.
Because this guy knows how to produce good game.
A bit straight on the black. I think there's a middle red that will go into the opposite corner as the black. He decided to play from one to the right middle. A little trickier. And of course,
16.
when he pots this, he'll clear the path for the red just to the left of it. And as I say, they're a little bit trickier,
16,
particularly when you're
Ronnie
playing at that
O'Sullivan.
pace. And if you look where the cue ball's finished, he's overhit that again.
One.
Certainly give Stuart a bit of encouragement and confidence. Seeing Ronnie miss an easy shot like that, when he probably feared going back to his chair there. His black of a spot might have cost him the frame. Slided straight in this black, so lots of right hand side here. Oh, that's a good shot. I didn't see that right at the bottom of the screen, went to the left corner, so that was very well played. Wow. It was tight, John, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I was looking behind her and I thought, well... And when they're tight like that, you see it so many times. He's hit the wrong red, but because he only hit it very thin, it didn't stop him getting to the potted angle, but the bottom line is, he's on nothing. And it's end of break. So a great chance has gone. Asking for the extended spider, I can only assume that he can't afford to go back to the balk end because of that red that's adjacent to the left middle, so he's just going to drop on the black. I'll use the spider for this, to be honest with you, but there you go. Look at the distance between the spider and the cue ball anyway. He made a good job of it. That's what he was playing. Trying to leave Ronnie hampered by the black. He's done just that. certain whether Stuart will attempt this red. The red that's second left to the pink, I think that pots. Well, deciding not to take it on. Well, it's okay. That red that was second left to the pink doesn't go now because it's blocked. And you can't play the one just below the pink. Because
Oh, hang on! Oh! Stuart not happy. Sure not.
he knows that Ronnie didn't play that. What we were saying in the first frame, Stephen, these little fractions, these little bits of roll of the ball that sometimes are hardly noticeable can make all the difference between winning and losing a frame.
Yeah, but it's like you, John, I was a little bit surprised Stuart never potted that red that you run about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or went for the pot.
Yeah.
10. 11.
But Ronnie's going to need the awkward brown. Now, for most right-handed players, it'd be really awkward, but of course, because he can change hands so well, he's a little bit disappointed to just screwed too far. And once again, he screwed he's a bit close to the cushion he would like. Good cueing needed
16.
here, digging in. Gotta hit this in the middle.
Oh, what a shot! What a cue action that is!
Green, brown,
Terrific.
and blue.
21.
Look at that again.
What a yellow this was, though. Well played.
30.
And in goes the pink, so
And there is Royal Sullivan now. He's reached knock and knock. 1-all.
nothing for some reason.
One apiece.
Not a fortuitous plant. It's one apiece.
It is, so a little bit of, well, some dishing up from Ronnie there to level out that was meted out to him in the first frame. Now, yesterday, you might have been watching in that wonderful afternoon match when we ran this photograph, and it was Steve Davis in a Coventry City kit. I'm not sure who his friend is there, but the gentleman on the horseback was the father of one of the fellows who'd come to watch the snooker yesterday. And John Virgo gave you rather a lot of stick about that, didn't he?
Yes, I felt very aggrieved that John took the mickey out of me, my alternative sports kit. So I've dug one out from the archives in competitive spirit to give back to John. John, talk us through that one.
You cannot be serious.
Yeah, that was at the Queen's Club, yeah. The Queen's Club, I played there with a partner, Virginia Wade. She didn't have a clue who I was, but I looked good in the outfit.
You look like a Mondrian painting or something like that. Well played. Well, I think that's tit for tat, and that's exactly what's been happening in this match so far, appropriately, gentlemen. And it just shows you that Ronnie's obviously up for stealing one back tonight as well.
Yeah, it was a speculative plant. It was plenty of distance between the two balls. Can't really guarantee you're going to get this. Obviously an element of safety in it, but he couldn't have hit it any better. And it certainly hurts you. You can see him in the chair looking at it thinking, I don't believe you've knocked that one in, but he cleared up after it.
And the Miss Black off the spot, I'm sure Stuart Bingham will be ruining that one.
Yes, as Stephen said, you know, that those types of chances you don't get that often. So even though the game wasn't won, lost in that particular moment, he could have won it himself there.
Well, it's when both players have won a frame as they've done, you just feel they're now going to settle in, and this could be an absolute classic.
Not quite.
Just missed it, and I'll tell you what, that double kiss for once has helped Stuart Bingham.
A lot.
Can't get the double kiss, he's left this red on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's all the snooker there.
Wouldn't think that will cause Stuart any problem. Just come off the left-hand side cushion, nestle into the reds below the pink. He'll be hoping he doesn't leave a touching ball. He's played it pretty well. That's a good shot.
Yeah. Good line.
It's always the key if you're going to get a good safety. You've got to miss the ball colour. And if you catch one full, invariably you're going to leave your opponent a chance. Well, that's a little bit concerning, I would think, for Stuart. Two long reds he's missed in this frame.
What's the red? What's the red going? Oh! Oh!
And the look on Ronnie's face, he can't believe how that red went into the pocket. He was worried.
Have a look at that.
Down towards the right corner. Just look how it went off two balls and dropped in, and perfect on the green.
What a let off to Stuart Bingham there.
And of course, that's the thing that happens, Stephen, on the table, 12 foot by 6. The run of the ball sometimes can make all the difference.
Sorry, I mean to run on 7.
You'd have to say. Looking at the red was going to go near that corner pocket, but as you say, he's fluked it, so he's got the chance in this frame, the first chance. They're going into the bunch here. Can't avoid them, so trusting a bit to luck.
This red he's closest to the right corner. He's going to be running to the reds, and when you're close to a ball like this, it's very hard to inject the type of pace that's required to run through the other reds. So he's got one to the right middle. I think he's got one to the left middle.
Good shot.
13.
Killed it nicely.
No. Wow.
18.
Just deaccelerated on that one, trying to hold it for the black. Just didn't get the cue through as he would have liked. So a few misses from both players.
Yeah, Stuart's got to pounce on these mistakes from Ronnie, he really has.
Yeah, I agree. agree. I just don't think Ronnie's timing at the moment is just right. We saw him overscrew a ball in the last frame by a long way. And sometimes he's, you get a bit of tension in the arm. You just got to settle down, relax, and push the cue through nicely. So Stuart's got to take advantage of these opportunities.
That was a better shot than it looked. I don't know if he's come far enough for this red to the right corner. Well, you'd have to say his body language he has.
6.
That was awkward cueing there.
Wow, 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 wow. Awful.
Stuart Bingham, 6.
Missed that by a long way. Okay, he was playing with a bit of right-hand side on, but he knows that the right-hand side is going to throw the cue ball into the red. That's why he's hit it too thick. Shouldn't be missing those.
Well, he could have left. He has left Stuart, I think, this red to the left centre. He could have left an easier one, but you expect him to get it. So neither player on it as yet.
One.
And I can assure you as a snooker player, there's no better feeling when you've just missed one like that and left your opponent in, and an opponent like Ronnie O'Sullivan, he doesn't take advantage. You can forget the bad shot you played on your last visit.
Three. Four.
That's another poor misjudgment.
Well, trying to stretch over, so obviously he doesn't feel that confident with the rest, but couldn't get to it. A little bit of work to do with the cue ball here. He played it nicely, and he looks as though he's recovered the situation somewhat. Well, not perfect
7.
on this red to the left middle.
Yeah, looks like he's going to have to go in and out of bulk here.
Little shake of the head there from Stuart as Ronnie taps his cue. I think the problem that Stuart's seeing here, he'd like to stun this red in, but that red on the right hand side of the table, if he stuns it, he's got to avoid the kiss on that. So played it plain ball. Now that red on the right hand side of the table, is he going to ruin the position?
8.
Can he get through to the blue? I think he can. Just.
Yeah, if he's going to play for the red on the black cushion, doesn't want to be straight on this.
The worst kind of straight,
13.
just off straight. We'll have to be careful with this. Looks like he's going to have to play the screw and play for the black in the same pocket, but got to be accurate. Wow.
14. What?
To say he used all the pocket there would be an understatement. Well, the red did jump a little bit, in fairness, but he didn't have a good angle on that. This is the modern game. Look at this. Blackie's taking on. And getting. Tremendous pot.
Yeah, this was excellent. You have to think if he missed that, it was going to cost him the frame. As you say, John, it's the only way to play these days. Can't be always running away for safety, waiting for chances. You've got to take them yourself.
He's got the red to the left corner. He's just concerned that he could run into a second red and lose position, but just concentrate on the pot. And we did run into the second red.
22.
And if the blue goes to the right middle, if not, it'll have to be the green. Well, the blue does pass the red.
You just can't get
27.
absolute perfect position. Just always landing that little bit awkward. He just needs to drop this in. He's got a red that's another red close to the right middle pocket, so it doesn't matter if he leaves himself low in the blue here.
28.
So no problem, you would feel, in taking this third frame from here.
That looks to be absolutely perfect. Just got
33.
the right angle to roll it in and bounce off the side cushion. Be nicely on the blue.
$34.
You'd like to have got that cue ball a little bit further away from the cushion. Yeah, he ran into the red, so although he's on this red to the left of the pink, using the rest,
39.
it's missable. That was the problem with Stephen said. He just couldn't get good position, and he's missed the red with the rest. What's he left? Just needs to slow up, and he has done. And Stuart, shaking his head there, he knew that was a great chance. But he just never got pinpoint position at any time during that visit. And it caught him out in the end.
Yeah, when you're not getting perfect position, it's just ruining your rhythm all the time. Your natural rhythm, natural pace that you play the game.
4.
Starting to walk around the table, stop, look at things.
5.
So I expected Stuart to win the frame at his visit. Now I expect it to cost him the frame.
11.
The fact that he hasn't been.
$12.
Not black. No. Puts Ronnie 8 points behind. But you wouldn't think he'd want to
19.
play for the black here. Look for the blue and make it easier to get on the yellow.
20.
Just about okay. I think he can just hold for the yellow. Yeah, cued it nicely. So 2 points behind. He needs it up
25.
to and including the pink. To win a frame that
27.
Stuart Bingham will be sat there seething that he's let slip.
Yeah, some of the scoring we've seen in the matches this week, this has been, I'd have to say, scrappy
30.
stuff so far tonight. It could all change, of course.
34.
That's not perfect.
Terrific shot on the blue, so just the pink required. To be honest with you, it's another frame that could have gone either way. But Stuart Bingham had a few chances, he didn't take them. And Ronnie O'Sullivan now leads by 2 frames to 1.
And Ronnie just going out, making Stuart have a little think about that miss once again, John. And it's been there's a whole litany of misses in the last 3 frames, isn't there?
Thing is, when you play O'Sullivan, you don't expect him to miss as many balls as he's missing tonight, and that in itself sometimes can come with the pressure, because you think, wow, I'm getting loads of chances here, I really should be making more than I am. And sometimes it's like a reverse psychology. Instead of you just jumping over every chance you get, you start to get a bit nervous about it.
How do you view it from Stuart's perspective so far, Steve?
Well, I think he'd be delighted to have got the first frame going, so therefore, you know, he's in a match, and you would expect Ronnie O'Sullivan to be a force. But I think I think Stuart Bingham is more relaxed than he's been for the first couple of matches. I think he's just going to enjoy it, and that's his best way. That's how he won the World Championship. Hard practicer, entered every tournament going at the moment, and still loves the game. And at the age of 39, I believe.
39, yeah.
That's the way for him to play and make the most of the time he's got in the game.
It is interesting. You mentioned 39, and of course Ronnie already 40, just turned 40 in December there. Barry Hawkins 36, and Judd Trump was the last man standing in terms of 20-year-olds. He's a 26-year-old, and it's a subject that we've talked about before. But there you go, living proof once again. It seems to be the mature player's game at the moment.
Yeah, amazing that you should be like that, but it is experience counting for a lot, isn't it? You know, all the matches you get battle hardened, all the experiences you have, making mistakes sometimes in situations you shouldn't do. It teaches you not to do it again. So the oldies are doing all right.
Yeah, and it's a different kind of match than we've seen, particularly yesterday with Neil Roberts against Judd Trump, which was just thumping century after century. But this really has a gripping effect, doesn't it? When the players are missing, well, it whole galvanises the whole crowd. You get a real roar going every time.
Yeah, there's nothing like a full capacity crowd here at Ali Pali. This place has produced some excellent snooker in the few years it's been here, and matches like this, you know, fans love them.
Sure do. We're loving it too. This is the last one before their interval.
Good length with the cue ball.
Quiet, please.
It's too thick.
I was thinking, I was hearing the shouting out there. Ronnie has said that he wants more of that in the game, so shouldn't really put him off. Interesting, John. Ronnie went, out of the arena after that frame there. You're only allowed now 3 exits from the arena now. It's only 2-1. Interesting to keep our eyes on that.
Certainly is.
Yeah, the interesting thing was, though, by the time
Good Stuart.
Humphries had set the balls up and was ready to call Stuart to the table to break off, Ronnie was back in the arena. I think Ronnie's not taking a toilet break, he just wants to get out of the arena in between frames. And surely there can't be any law.
Force it to all.
You're not keeping your opponent waiting.
14. 15.
So into the reds off this black.
Not the best.
Always trust a little bit to luck, but I don't think he's had any.
22.
Obviously no pot on. He's looking at the red that's in the balk end. Now the only way I can see him playing this, because he can't get to it full, is he's pointing now to come off balk cushion first, but I guarantee he's going to get that safe. So just playing safe to this area, stunning this red up the table.
22. Stuart Bingham.
The only way you're going to get any real advantage playing that shot is to get the cue ball tight to the top cushion. Stuart will be able to raise the butt of the cue here and dig in. Always got to be careful though. He needs that cue ball back to the top cushion. And he's not quite got it there, and there's a possible red here to the right middle.
Maybe not that confident at the moment, Ronnie. It looks like he didn't even look at that red to the right middle. I mean, it is fraught with danger, but I'm a bit surprised he didn't.
He's not taking any danger shots.
And he may just have forced Stuart Bingham into a corner here. If Stuart doesn't think he's got a good safety, he
Ronnie.
might play this thin cut on this red to the right middle.
Oh, what's the white? What a let-off to Ronnie.
Because he didn't see a good safety, so you can only say that Ronnie O'Sullivan's choice of shot has worked in his favour.
One.
Great chance now.
6.
Let's take a 3-1 lead into the mid-session interval.
7.
None of these 4 reds near the pink spot go, so I may choose to play a cannon here. Yep. Well, at first glance, it looks like it hasn't worked out. You would have thought he was guaranteed in being something.
14.
Yeah, it's okay. A red to the right centre.
15.
Yeah, the fraction was just favouring him, although you'd have to say if he hadn't been on that red, he'd have been unlucky. Couldn't wish for the balls to be better situated.
17.
That red makes the points all square.
18.
I have to say, John, that black off a spot now that Stuart Bingham missed in the second frame when he was in with a chance to go 2-0. We're talking about
23.
when I mentioned about he couldn't afford any or many unforced errors. It looks like it's
24.
costing him a 3-1 deficit. Here it is. You just can't afford those at this level.
Well, that's worked out okay. The only thing is that Stuart looks certain that Ronnie's knocked a red close to the side cushion, which was not part of the plan. Just about okay.
39.
The only wanted to be hampered by that red closest to the cue ball.
40.
22 points to lead. There's enough reds away from the cushion to not make it too difficult, this. They hit that slightly though. Straight
45.
on this red would have been better. So 33 points in front. If he's going to get over the line here, he needs high-valued colours.
51.
So he might even have to play for the pink off this red and then play for the red near the baulk cushion. He could do it with a blue and a pink. Decided to play for the pink. So that puts Ronnie 40 points in front. Well, he's looking at it now. In actual
58.
fact, off this red, green or brown would be sufficient.
59.
This blue to go 46 points in front with 43 remaining.
$64.
And that will mean that Stuart Bingham will not come back to the table now in this first half of the match.
Daniel Hurst, Dr. Steve Peters, sports psychiatrist.
Before the match, Stephen, I was saying that Stuart knows that he'll have to play at his very best, but he's made a few too many mistakes
70.
so far.
No, it's out. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Ronnie's in front. 3-1.
With a 3-1 advantage, and he's not had to produce his best yet.
Well, he hasn't, but he's got that two-frame cushion now, and I wonder how significant that's going to be, because Stuart Bingham's arguably has just as many, if not more, chances than Ronnie this evening, John.
Yeah, that's what you'll find disappointing, is the fact that he has been given those. I mean, generally when you play in a session like that, you don't expect to get as many as he's had, and he's not made the most of them. I agree with Stephen entirely. The black off the spot was very important. If he'd have got that and got a 2-0 lead, who knows, because you always need a good start against Ronnie.
You do indeed, and reading it from Stuart's perspective, if you were in his corner now, what sort of things would you be saying to him, Steve?
Well, it's difficult in as much as, you know, we know full well that at any one time you can miss a shot. At one stage it did look like Stuart Bingham had found some form at the right time and looked like that World Championship form was coming back, but it evaporates in one shot. And that is snooker. You know, the unexpected miss is something that nobody's immune from. It does tend to attack the older player, and you would be saying about a John Higgins or a Ronnie O'Sullivan, or they're starting to put in one of those every now and again. But of course Stuart Bingham, in the same vein as Mark Davis, has come to fruition later in his career, so we're not looking at him as the same beast or the same animal as somebody who's been at the top of the game for a long time. So we're expecting Stuart Bingham to have a good autumn of his career, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, it just shows you, you're right, he did look in the kind of form that we really enjoyed at the Crucible in that first frame, certainly. But again, we go back to that missed black off the spot, don't we? And that's really where it seems his problems have stemmed from.
Well, it also just saps your own confidence, don't you? Because you're going along thinking, oh, I'm at the ball quite nicely here, this is lovely, and all of a sudden the miss you don't expect, and you're right back to square one.
Okay, well, it's Ronnie 3-1 up at the moment, but I don't know about you, it sometimes feels that Ronnie's never been away, but in fact he has taken yet another long sabbatical. It's been 8 months between that defeat to Stuart at the Crucible and then coming back towards the tail end of the year. But tell you what, he doesn't have to make it difficult for himself, doesn't he? He seems to thrive on taking the time away and then coming back at the big pressure moments. Steve Davis had a word with him about all of this earlier in the week.
Ronnie, take us back to the World Championship. A bit of a shock losing to Stuart Bingham in the quarterfinals. How did you sort of deal with that over the summer period?
I don't know really. I was just a bit disappointed in my own performance, but you know I didn't play great in my first 2 matches really. It was Sheffield and you know and then Bingham played just a fantastic last session, and I had a chance to go ahead a little bit early on in the match, and then when I didn't take that, he kind of just I just couldn't shake him off really, and then like I said the last session I couldn't pot a ball really, so but he played really well, so and obviously went on to win it.
So then all of a sudden the new season starts up again, and of all the players in the game in the last few seasons, you've been the person that's decided more than others to pick and choose. What was actually going through your mind at the start of the season? Did you have a game plan? Did you sort of do it on an ad hoc basis? You know, the entry form comes through, you go, I don't fancy it, or did the back play a part? It was a little while back.
Well, actually, the first tournament I probably would have played in would have been maybe Shanghai. But I've not always relished going for the far long trips, so probably would have been coming back for the one at Coventry.
Champions.
But I had done my back in just a couple of weeks before that, so I wouldn't have been able to play in that anyway. And then even for the UK, I probably wouldn't have been able to play in that one either. So actually, I haven't missed any tournaments because I would have only probably come back to Coventry. So this is actually the real first tournament I would have been able to enter.
Do you feel a bit rusty, or
I feel absolutely terrible, to be honest with you. You know, I've gone from playing really well and feeling sharp, and then come after I won this tournament, I won the Welsh in 2014. Since then, my form has slowly kind of got a little bit worse and worse, and I've managed to nick a few results, but I haven't been the most convincing over the last 18 months. So, I'll have to kind of sort that out really.
Obviously, you're one short of Stephen Hendry's record for the Masters, 2 short for the World Championship. Are the record books in your eyesight? I mean, obviously the 1,000 century breaks has been mentioned.
Yeah, and obviously they're nice to get records, and it'd be nice to win this again. But that's a long way off. But it's good to be even thinking about having the opportunity to come close to it.
Is the game plan for the rest of the season to play in as many tournaments as possible, or it's on an ad hoc basis?
Just have to wait and see, innit? I mean, I'm not trying to, but if I don't feel like I can do myself justice, and I haven't done the last 18 months, I have to be pretty honest with it. If I felt like I was playing okay, then not getting the results, then you can kind of stomach that. But if you're not getting results and you're not playing well, then that's a difficult one to get your head around, I think.
Okay, good luck for the rest of the
Cheers, thank you.
It's Ronnie being a little coy about what he is going to play in towards the end of the season. What's your guess? He's going to go to the World Championship, surely, at Crucible.
Yeah, I feel so. Yeah, and I think with Ronnie, it's all about whether he's enjoying the enthusiasm, the build up to the event. And I think the World Championship and the big ones are the ones that inspire him the most. And if you can't get excited for the build up to the World Championship, it's like getting ready for Christmas for the players. You're never going to get excited for anything.
But does he need the adversity? Does he need the challenge of making it so tough? And he comes straight into his 22nd Masters since 1994 and tries to win it, having not really done anything in terms of competition the last few months.
He may do. Maybe at the stage of his career where he needs challenges here and ever. I mean, he's won, 5 Masters, 5 Worlds, 5 UKs.
5 UK, yeah.
might just be something that he says, well, you know, I'll get my head down for this one and try.
Ironically, Steve, he comes back even more decorated than when he actually left us, because he went straight in as an OBE in the New Year's honours list. You're an MBE, you're an OBE. Very nice too. Deserved, I think. Very much deserved.
Yes, he jumped above Stephen Hendry, who's 7 times world champion Stephen Hendry, MBE. I don't know, it really makes much difference, but I think the amount of enthusiasm and fan base he's got worldwide, and when you look at the honours list, it does take into account how much impact you've had on the game, not just in this country but worldwide. Thoroughly deserved, of course.
Yes, I'm in very highfalutin company here, I have to say, Jim.
Yeah, but one of my sarcastic friends with a wonderful sense of humor said mine stood for missed balls everywhere.
I like that. Okay, I'm not going to comment. Now, many people predicted that it would be an O'Sullivan against Trump final tomorrow, but that ain't going to be happening, because as you probably saw earlier in the afternoon, Judd Trump did not make it through. He was beaten, despite that absolutely stellar performance against Neil Robertson yesterday, by the world number 8, Barry Hawkins, in a great game today.
The big question is, can Judd keep going from where he left off yesterday in this battle of the left-handers? Terrific shot there. What a start from Barry Hawkins. Magnificent break of 130, and he leads 1-0. The pink for his back-to-back centuries. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant pot. 2 frames all.
Yes, another century.
3 frames each. That's what we call a Trump special.
Great double.
All square at 4 frames all. And this red for his 3rd century in this match alone. Fabulous from Barry Hawkins. This is so awkward.
Tough shot.
It's there. What a shot he's played there. And he's perfect on the pink. Unbelievable shot. Unbelievable match. And that's what it means to Barry Hawkins. And he's a very popular winner. Barry Hawkins defeats Judd Trump by 6 frames to 4.
Yeah, I started off really well in the match, and yeah, I managed to keep that sort of standing up throughout, really. So yeah, I'm delighted to beat Judd, especially the way he looked like he was playing as well. So yeah, fantastic.
Well, he started out with back-to-back centuries, made 3 centuries in all, and 2 very good 70s as well. That was a very stylish performance from Barry Hawkins today, Steve.
It certainly was, turning over Judd Trump, who played so well in the last match. And we've been saying that Judd Trump all of a sudden is going to have to start to win more tournaments to fulfil his potential. But it's not easy when players are putting in performances like that against you.
Yeah, and actually Judd tweeted, to his great credit, a bad miss by me at 4-3 up to lead 5-3, but Barry was the better player and fully deserved to win. Good luck to him in the final as well. A very mature response from Judd. Great to see, actually.
Yeah, very honest.
Yeah.
I think from 4-4, Barry Hawkins was fantastic in that match. He was great to start off with. Obviously, 130, 128 as your first 2 shots isn't too shabby, but I thought from 4 each he was a terrific match play display.
Don't really think we should be surprised here. After all, in 2013, he'd never got past the last 16 at the Crucible, went all the way to the final. Same scenario, had never been past round 1 at the Masters, and there he is in the final again.
Yeah, and he's enjoying himself immensely. And I think going back to Judd, don't want to take, obviously Barry's in the final, but yeah, we've been saying, oh, like it's time for Judd to move on. Well, the game's changing a bit in as much as there are older players in the game that aren't going away. I remember saying, don't judge Judd as a 19-year-old, judge him when he's 23, 24. Well, perhaps judge Judd when he's 30.
Okay.
And see what he's like then, because there'll be a few of the other players will be falling away by then, and then he'll have the coast a bit clearer for him.
Okay, well, he says he wants to do all of his hard work by the time he's 30, so he can coast.
No, he's going to have to work hard forever.
Okay, you heard it here first, Judd. Well, rather like Barry Hawkins, Stuart Bingham is enjoying a bit of a breakthrough run at the Masters. He too had never been past round 1 in the Masters before he turned up, and here he is enjoying this run to the semi-final. Let's hear from him.
Stuart Bingham,
2015 current world champion. I'd just like to start off with a deep question here, which may sound silly, but has it sunk in yet?
I don't know.
Because it's important for the rest of the season in a way.
I've actually tried to forget it.
Really?
I've sort of just to get on with snooker. I think it, as stupid as the answer is going to be, it's like it's a hindrance. There's 20 years of trying to get there and trying to pick up that trophy. Now I've got that trophy, it's like it feels the pressure of it is immense more than anything.
You'd rather have not won it.
No, of course not. But it feels that way.
Yeah.
I've had that pressure and sort of now I turn up to tournaments and just try and get on with the job in hand.
Of course, the pressure is only from within, isn't it? That's the biggest thing about it. Nobody else is really putting the pressure on. It's your own expectations.
Yeah, the first couple of tournaments after, every sort of ball I missed, I can see people saying, he's world champion, he's got to be the worst world champion ever, sort of thing. And stupid pressures like that.
Understandable that every player has a reaction to something so big. It doesn't always happen. Some people go on, but it is understandable if you drop down a fraction of standard because of that.
Yeah, I'd say, to be honest, I don't feel like I've had a bad season. I mean, results has, but I've lost 4 threes. I've a 5-4, and to people like Higgins, Fergal O'Brien, Zhu Yulong, and good players. So I've lost out in deciders, but because of the results, it looks like I've had a bad season.
There's not so much breathing space. All the players are good these days.
Exactly.
But do you think they've raised their game a fraction even?
I thought that coming into this season, people were going to raise their game to play me. I remember when John Higgins was world champion, Sean Murphy, even yourself. I knew I was playing a top player, and you can't help but raise your game.
Yeah.
So obviously I've got that now, and it's obviously been a big learning curve.
Well, first half of the season, no silverware. What's a success story for the rest of the year? One tournament, world championship, Crucible Curse. You've got that to come.
Yeah.
I mean, exciting, but it's still nice to get your name on a trophy before then.
Yeah, definitely. It was the same as every other year. I think if you can win one trophy a year, I think you've had a good year. I've got to 2 semi-finals. I've been obviously pretty close. Feel like my game's picking up the last sort of couple of months, and that's obviously my goal between now and the end of the year.
And what better way to celebrate your rise as a legend within the game than winning this tournament?
Yeah, it'd be massive. I'll put this as not as high as obviously the Crucible, but it's obviously close. Watching it over the years, it's got so much history to it. So my obviously record here ain't great. I've just looked in the program there. My icebreaker is 91 in 7 goes. So it obviously ain't been great. So I'll be looking to change that. Hopefully, I've tried a few different things coming into this tournament. I stayed in a hotel last night. It's only an hour drive from my home, and I normally just commute from home, but sort of come up here the night before, try and prepare for an actual tournament like I normally do.
Oh, well, good luck, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers.
Well, he was saying his highest break was 91. Since then, he actually has made a century, a 120 against Ding Junhui. But I just wonder how much of a relief it'll be to Stuart to get to the semi-final stage, at the very least, of a major event for the first time, really, since he won that world title.
Possibly, and I think he's shown in his last match some form, and looks like he enjoys the prospect of tonight. I think perhaps the way forward for Stuart Bingham is to actually sort of take stock of the situation. He's having a wonderful time in the game of snooker. Yes, it's about performances, it's about results, and of course the expectation of being world champion weighs a bit heavier. But actually, if he sat down and thought, yeah, did I ever think I was going to be world champion? Did I ever think I'd be in the top 8 in the game when I started off? It looked like I was getting nowhere. If he could look like that and say, what a life I've having, he can enjoy it for the next 5-10 years and just have a ball, really. And that's, I think, the best way for every snooker player to be. It's only a game. Yeah, we're making it serious. But if you're playing snooker, getting paid for it, and you go out there in front of 2,000 people and you're the centre of attention,
What a marvellous life.
Yeah, well, he is the ultimate half-Q world travel professional. He's been all over the world, and here he is in the semi-finals tonight. But I'll tell you what, there's a real treat in store for all the snooker fans out there, because tomorrow night from 9 p.m. on the BBC iPlayer, a new snooker drama. It's a comedy drama. It's rather poignant too, called The Rack Pack, is going to be hitting those small screens. And it tells the story of snooker's boom years through the eyes of Hurricane Higgins and his great rival, Mr. Steve Davis, and all of their contemporaries. And believe me, you are not going to want to miss this.
Hurricane Higgins.
I'm an entertainer.
Please welcome Steve Davis.
I'm going to make you and me very rich. I hope that's your snooker cue.
This will be the break of the tournament.
This is the box office.
And one of those stars portrayed in that film is the legend that is Jimmy White. Great to see you
Hi,
here,
John.
Jim, this week. You've been enjoying yourself watching the matches?
Yeah, I've been here every match. I'm an ambassador for Daffabet, so I've got to practice and enjoy all the games.
So we mentioned the Rack Pack there. Have you seen the film yet? Or?
No, I've not seen it yet. I spoke to Tony Knowles, and he's got his lawyer on speed dial. But I heard it portrays Higgins' rivalry with Davis brilliantly, so I'm looking forward to watching it.
Now the thing is, we're still talking about him. He sadly passed away now, Alex. But you were one of his, his closest friends, weren't you?
Well, he was my hero growing up as a kid. I think you used to like Spencer, didn't you? Or Red,
yeah.
And Higgins was, he used to play a flamboyant way. And I admired his snooker, and I've become his pal over the years. And as you know, Alex Higgins, he was like, he run hot and cold all the time. But as a snooker player, for me, he made the game.
We owe him a massive debt of gratitude, don't we, for the sport?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And of course, you had some fabulous matches with him over the years.
Yeah. Well, one of the greatest classics was in '82 when he done that incredible clearance. I was 69 up, and that's like one of the best. It was a bit like Ronnie O'Sullivan's clearance against Robertson this week.
Now, what have you made of the tournament this week?
Well, I think it's been tremendous high standard. I think Robertson played really well. Hawkins just keeps battling away. Trump had a great match, but O'Sullivan tonight, I think he'd be pleased to be 3-1 up. I think Stuart Bingham should at least been 2 each.
Okay, I can't let you go, by the way, because you went to Stamford Bridge today.
Sorry about that, mate.
And as an Evertonian, I say, well, do we just keep playing time now till you equalise?
I thought I was at Manchester United when the time kept running on.
Time at Stamford Bridge, you'd have thought it.
7 minutes 52 seconds.
Oh, I'm gutted. I can't speak about it.
We'll leave you to mull that one over, John. Yeah, he gave it to you there. And by the way, Alex Higgins' clearance against Jimmy in the World Championship semi-final, beautifully recreated in that film. And as I say, it's available on the iPlayer from 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. We'll be going into it in a lot more depth in the interval in the final tomorrow. But back we go. Who's going to be in that final? Ronnie O'Sullivan, the 5-times champion of the Masters, 3-1 in front against Stuart Bingham, the current champion of the world. Back we go to John and Stephen.
Yes, thank you, Hazel. And both players are back, just filling their glasses with the water.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And Stuart Bingham with a little bit to think about. He looked
Ronnie O'Sullivan to
quite calm and collected.
Quiet, please.
I saw him at the mid-session interval. As Stephen said, in that second frame when he missed the black off the spot, would that have been the frame that was put him under pressure in this match? Oh, he was nearly walking there. He thought that might be in, but just a fraction out.
Yeah, it always interests me, John, how different players, what they do in intervals. I mean, if I was 3-1 down the semi-final Masters, I'd be in my dressing room fuming. I'd be like trying to get myself up. Stuart was in the press room there, relaxed, talking to everybody. But everybody's different.
Caught that much too thin. As it turns out, the blue has just come in the way slightly. Wry smile from Ronnie. He can just get past the blue to the thin edge on this red.
the red going? Oh, he's cut it in.
One.
It's probably all he could see of the red. It was a guide. Cued that nicely. Now you'd think he'd want to go up off the blue here. There's not many reds in the open. He won't want to play for the black and play the cannon. Needs an angle on the blue.
6.
Absolutely inch perfect.
Oh, that was a lovely shot. Just a nice bit of left-hand side. He just took the cue ball to the right side of the green. He's okay here. I think the pink puts to the left corner. He's got a red to the right corner.
11.
See Stuart Bingham in the background scratching his head. He feels the worst here.
12. $18. $19.
Just about okay there. He had to flick off the pink. He's just over-screwing one or two of these shots, which is unlike Ronnie. He's usually inch perfect with his positional play.
25.
I think he'd be very relaxed now, Ronnie. He's not been at his best by a long stretch. He's still 3-1 up. A heavy contact there, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right, Stephen. That cue ball didn't run as it should. Now you see it. But a good shot with the rest. And when you consider how easily he switches hands, it's amazing how good he is with the rest, because he doesn't use it often.
33. $39. $40.
Another, you'd have to say it. Poor positional shot. Good 3 or 4 inches short with the cue ball. No problem potting the pink, of course. Just makes the positional side of the shot a little bit more tricky, but that's fine. Pink doesn't pot to the right corner though, so
46.
just screw back for the blue to the right centre.
Played it well and perfect on the blue. You take nothing for granted, because John Parrott came out with a terrific line that Joe Davis used to say, there's no easy shots at snooker. So you can't drop your guard for a second, but
53.
what an opportunity this is. He's just overrun that a fraction on the blue. Can he hold for the red to the left corner? He couldn't, but he's nicely avoided the kiss on the black, and that is inch perfect.
58.
The pink
59.
and one more red. And there you go. He's just overrun it slightly, so Stuart Bingham won't be coming back to the table.
65.
He's staring 4-1 deficit in the face
66.
here. Raise of the eyebrows from Ronnie
77.
there. I think he thought he'd missed that pink.
73.
May play for the black here
79.
because he can just roll in the black and he
80.
can get on the other red that's near the top cushion. And with this red being tight to the cushion, you wouldn't expect him to miss it.
87.
Oh, it was just off the cushion. But no problem. Just beginning, it seems, to going through the
95.
gears now.
You have to say he's been allowed to do that, John. After the first 4 frames, it was very scrappy. As we keep going about that black at the spot in the second frame is when he makes the century.
101.
Stuart missed a trick in this
103.
match early on.
Just over 6.5 minutes for that century break.
106.
Yeah, there's one telling stat
110.
at the moment. Ronnie O'Sullivan's pot success is 96%. Stuart Bingham's is only at 87%.
115.
That's not good enough in this class. Well, he thinks the black's too difficult, so he's not going to have a go at it. But once again, Stuart Bingham had a chance, but it was Ronnie who seems to be slipping into a higher gear, and he now leads by 3 frames, 4-1. Well, Stephen, Stuart there, wiping his brow, but I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a very tough shot, and didn't cost him, but it's just those fractions, and he was walking. I think he thought he potted that.
Yeah, this is the fluke. I don't think for any stretch that Ronnie was going for this red. But even, see the raise of the hand there from Ronnie, but I think Stuart sat in his chair, probably didn't think it was going to cost him the frame.
No, but to be fair, okay, I agree with you. It was a bit fortunate to pot the red, but Stuart's safety shot that came in and out of balk left him a chance of that.
Yeah, he's just not put Ronnie under enough pressure tonight.
That was the safety shot we were talking about. But yes, you're right. I mean, with any player, you've got to make them aware. If they make a mistake, you're going to punish them. And Stuart hasn't done that so far.
No, I mean, the first frame was a great first frame. He made a tremendous clearance when he was behind in that. And he's just not kicked on from there.
Thank you.
As I say, since then, Ronnie's not really been put under any pressure. As you say, John, when he's not put under pressure, he just goes through the gears.
Not the best of break-off shots. He's left this half ball red to the left corner. There's a path around the back of the black. Surprise, he's missed it.
Thank you. Stop calling out now, please.
Yeah, the crowd trying to get behind Stuart here. I want to see a match. Be careful with this one. Much too thick. Much too thick.
One.
Stuart in his chair. You'd have to say, John, he looks a little bit overawed by this occasion tonight to me, since the first frame.
Yeah, it's just confidence sapping when you miss blacks off the spot and then miss a few balls you're expected to get. And as he said in his interview before the match, he knew the majority of the crowd would be on Ronnie's side. Ronnie having to play a safety shot there because he played a poor positional shot. That's a poor safety shot. So maybe he's gifted a chance here for Ronnie. For Stuart, sorry. It will certainly help if the black goes to the opposite corner. I'm not certain it does, though. If it does, he doesn't have a lot to do with the cue ball. It's not happening at the moment. It is not happening for Stuart at the moment, and if this black goes, it's an absolute simple starter for Ronnie. Well, the black didn't go. But the red went, and that cleared the black. That's why Stuart Bingham had to play the forcing follow-through. Now fractions. If that black would have been available for Stuart, he could have just stunned the red in, but he had a bit of work to do with the cue ball, caused him to miss the pot. Ronnie there trying to force that red in so he could get position on the black and get the black back on its spot.
Stop
Maybe
calling out, please.
bit off a little bit more than he could chew there. Well, you know Stuart isn't going to keep missing.
No, I think it's time to get a bit of fire in his belly, as it were. Get angry.
6. 7.
Poor shot. I think the pink's straight to the green pocket. I was playing for it to the right centre.
Yeah, the last thing he wants is a testy one like this. There's more pressure than normal on this pink. But he potted it well.
And that helps. Pink going in the black spot.
13.
We'll play the cannon on the red to the right of the pink. That's not the one he's played for, but he's on it. It's not perfect by any means.
Well, it's a thin one, but it's one of those you've got to fully commit here. Tracer right hand side, cannon's that cluster. He's potted these 1,000 times. He did fully commit, and now he's back in perfect position.
20. 21. 27. 28.
Now, normally you'd expect him to pot the pink and cannons, that little cluster of 5. The problem is, if he does that, the pink may go back on his own spot and be tied up. So that's why he was averse to playing that cannon.
He wants the pink to stay on the black spot.
34. 35. 41. 42.
Well, has he just got a slight angle? He needs one. He doesn't want to be too straight. He's straight enough. He is straight enough. Just managed to pinch a bit, and he's played that well. Good shot.
47.
33 points the lead. That equates to maybe 3 more reds to be sure of winning the frame.
48.
Yeah, and important for his own confidence and belief in this match to win it in one visit.
Who'd settle for that?
54. 55.
This pink will put him 47 points in front. So after this pink, red and the blue would do. Red and the blue would put him 53 points in front, with just 51 remaining.
$62.
Roll the blue in, and Ronnie O'Sullivan will need a snooker. So Ronnie had a good chance here, played a poor positional shot, and then Mr. Red, he was trying to force in to get back up for the black. But it's only one snooker needed. I don't think there's a pot on here. Well, maybe there's a plant, is there? No, just playing the safety. As I say, it's only one snooker
Bingham,
required.
67.
It's been done before. But needs to be on a colour.
1.
Oh, dear me, what a shot that was.
Eight.
What's a black to pot, and he knew that was the only way he could keep it at one snooker. Oh, sensational. Absolutely sensational. He's given himself a chance now. Not bothered about being on the red, as long as he can get the snooker.
16.
I'm watching Stuart Bingham in his chair. He doesn't know what to think about the last 2 or 3 shots that's just been played.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 16.
He must have been delighted when Ronnie played the third last red. An incredible black in the middle and a long red, and now he's in trouble.
That's the natural line. but there's so much room around that red. He's cut out the escape down the right hand side if we look. That's the line, but you've got to trust yourself. It's got to hit this. We have a new favourite now, 33 points behind, 35 remaining. Pink or black off this red required.
One.
Needs to miss the brown, and he didn't. Got the kiss on the brown.
8.
So this yellow, if he takes it on, is a very thin cut, but how can he get on the green? No, decided to play the safety. Don't blame him.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
He doesn't want to knock the pink safe, though. And he's left a path for Stuart to get through to this yellow. So it's all about this yellow ball. Too thick. He's got away with it. He's got away with it. But he may be in trouble when he comes back to the table.
Well, this shot we're seeing now, John, this is what I've mentioned alone tonight, this black.
Once again, a little bit too thick, and if that cue ball comes away from the cushion, here's a chance for Ronnie. One good pot on the yellow, and it could be a frame winner. Great pot, and perfect on the green. He needs the remaining colours. We have to play a little cannon from the brown here, just to leave himself a nice angle on the blue. Well, he decided he could get past it, but he's wrong side of the blue.
9.
But as I always say, you'd rather be well the wrong side, so straightforward in and out of balk, just got to judge the pace. Just got to judge the pace. Needs a bounce or to slow down, one or the other. It's not bad, it's not great. Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball going?
20.
This black for an amazing frame to pinch. It's there! Well, that is absolutely incredible. When Ronnie O'Sullivan needed one snooker, I didn't put it out of the realms of possibility, but that black he potted in the middle back to keep him in the frame was absolutely outstanding. And in the end, he takes a frame he should never have got. And he's now 4 clear, 5-1.
And the noise levels just went through the roof. That was grand larceny, wasn't it?
The Dick Turpin of snooker. He's just done highway robbery. What a frame to win, and the black off the green spot. To knock that in the middle hole at that pace is an incredible shot. Just to get this in, dropping it in dead weight was something. I mean, unbelievable pot speed.
Yeah, and he needed to pot the black instead of the brown to leave himself only needing one foul, 4 points. It wouldn't have been enough for foul with 4 points if he'd have played the brown. He didn't clear up in one visit, but then when he did get his chance, what a yellow. He knocked it and he hit it so well. And the pink, probably even better. He didn't roll the pink in. He decided to play it positively, struck the ball so well. And, well, Stuart Bingham will be melting in his chair.
Yeah.
He did have a great chance. He got over the line, but he was bang on the red straight, so he had to sacrifice trying to split the reds up. And it all went wrong from there for him. And, well, effectively, it feels like it's match over now.
It does. And you sense that the crowd have that feeling as well, and indeed Ronnie, because it almost loosened up there. It was absolutely mesmerising queuing there, particularly in those shots you mentioned, that black and then that yellow as well, John. It was beautiful stuff.
You just got a feeling he was going to win that frame. There was just something about it. There was a certain inevitability about it that when he came to the table, I thought, you're going to win this frame. And as for Stuart, well, to be honest with you now, he's just got to go out and play no miss snooker, relax and try and get in it, because 5-1 down against O'Sullivan doesn't give much hope, would you?
O'Sullivan needs one more frame to get into an 11th Masters final.
Ronnie breaks off, hoping that he doesn't have to break off again this evening. And then he can win the match before that happens. Stuart, well, he must be thinking nothing but negative thoughts at the moment. He's got to try somehow to clear his head. But that's not the best safety. I think there's a gap between green and blue for this red. There is. Oh, it right across it. And this red just above the black will go. So Stuart gets first chance. What's he got left?
One. Eight.
There's a couple of reds he can go at. He's not absolutely inch perfect. With a little bit to do with the cue ball. Not rolling in nicely. He's got quite a few loose reds to go at before he contemplates playing any cannons. So a chance to settle into the break, so to speak.
$16. 17. 24. 25.
Should have said I wouldn't hold much hope for Stuart winning this match, 5-1 down, but all he can do is just concentrate as hard as he can. One ball at a time, one frame at a time.
32.
And just see if he can try and put a couple of frames together and
33.
put Ronnie under some sort of pressure. $147 would be a good way to start, John.
Well, he's made 3 in tournament play, so he's no stranger to that.
Forty. Yeah. $41.
I wouldn't say he's got the perfect angle on this black, and running round of 2 cushion can sometimes go wrong. You see, a little bit of adrenaline, he's just overhit it.
48.
Now has he got the natural angle to pot this red and miss the cannon on the black and play for the black in the same pocket? You only really know if you're right behind the shot.
$49.
Played it well. And now he'll have to go into them.
I'd like to hit this half ball. This red, that's perfect. That's unlucky. He hit that pack well there. Maybe a little bit more pace would have been better, but made the right
56.
contact on that red. I count myself pretty unlucky not to be on anything. He's got a pot to the right corner, but maybe playing it up for a baulk colour. If he was in the club, he'd risk playing off, screwing off 2 cushions to stay in the black, but the match situation is not the same. Well, he has played it.
Really feels he's got nothing to lose now, John. 5-1 down.
No. He's got maximum on his mind.
57. $64. $65.
Just left himself maybe a little bit straighter than he would have liked here.
I suppose he could screw back off the side cushion and leave himself a choice of reds, the one in the middle of the table and one of those 2 reds at this end. In the end he could force the angle, but can he get back on the black? Anyway, the point is, if he pots this red, he'll go 73 points in front with just 67 remaining.
The red to the right of the 4. If he's straight in the black, he'll possibly screw back and leave the cue ball where it is now for a red to the left centre.
Yeah, if he's straight enough, if he gets somewhere near that circle, beyond that red. That's perfect.
I bow to your expertise there, John. I bow to your expertise.
Well, he's just under-hit it slightly. He wanted to be a little bit straighter on this black.
He can play for a choice of 2 here, though. the red to the left corner, or the one that's near the right hand side cushion. You play, that could be to the right corner, so you play the cue ball in an area.
What a pity. What a great attempt, considering the situation he was in, to have a go at the maximum. Every credit. Mr. Black, he'll be disappointed, but at least he's won the frame. Still trails though, 5 frames to 2.
He's actually second go at it this week because he got down to the yellow, missed the yellow against Ding as well. So at least he had the bottle to have a go at it.
Yeah, there's been 3 really good chances this week. That was one of them. The other set, and also John Higgins.
John Higgins had a good chance.
He had an absolutely unbelievable chance. Played probably on the wrong red with 3 reds to go, and we spoke to him afterwards. I mean, Stephen spoke to him afterwards and said, "What were you doing there?" He went, "I don't know. You played on the wrong ball."
It's always great, and it really gets the crowd. Ironically, they've been baying for Ronnie O'Sullivan to finish the match, and then they're cheering him.
Yeah, well, I think everybody likes to see a good match, and Stuart's sort of just taken the ball so nicely there, as he did start in the last game to get a bit of a motor on. So he's not an ugly player to watch, effectively. There was chat, wasn't there? I think it was online somewhere about what's most difficult: a hole-in-one, 147, 9-dart finish. Put them in order.
Oh, go on then.
I don't know.
Not sure. At the risk of offending somebody, let's not try. But in terms of his overall status within the match, it's still very much uphill.
It is indeed. It's a strange one with Stu, because there's signs there that he's hitting the ball really well, and then all of a sudden he misses something you don't expect. It's like fits and starts. It's just he's very close to playing really good.
It could have been very easily 4-3 this match.
Yep, it's been bitty, but there have been signs of real brilliance from both players so far. Back we go.
For one of the few times in the match, a break-off shot has tied up the black. Ronnie can't play the long red, having to play the safety. He's misjudged that. Well, it's not too bad. That red was going towards the corner pocket, but even the path to it has been covered by the green. Decided to go for the attacking shot. Don't blame him, the situation he's in. It's always difficult when you're striking down like that. It looks like it's a nice easy starter with black to follow. No problem.
Thank you.
No, I'm not certain if the black will go to the right corner.
8.
I'm not certain it goes to the left corner, but it certainly doesn't go to the right corner, so Ronnie will have to go up for blue or pink here. I don't know whether pink's available.
9.
Not hard enough for the blue. I think he played for a choice of pink or blue there. Puff of the cheeks from Ronnie. He's not really, his cue ball control hasn't been his best tonight. I know I'm being picky, but I expect so much from him when he's in amongst the balls. Yeah, and it caused him to miss it. He didn't want to play the pink, he was worried about it. So, unexpected miss though. Just a few shakes of the head, and think Ronnie, Stephen, is a lot stronger character than he used to be. Things like that would really affect him, but I don't think they affect him as much as they used to. But Stuart, at the moment, not really having the run, and isn't it always the way at this game? When you need a bit of luck, you never get it.
Yeah, I think if he was being punished for mistakes more tonight, Ronnie, he might have let it get to him a bit more. But the fact is, he's still 5-2 ahead, and he's not been anywhere near his best.
Stuart Bingham, 1.
So he won't be getting any pleasure, you know, out of not playing well or missing easy balls. It's obviously an obvious thing to say, but I was just about to say before he missed that pink, John, he's been one of the best at closing the match out. Normally when he gets in, there's never any problem.
Wrapped his cue on the floor there. That was a poor safety. So for some reason, Ronnie's just gone off the boil.
One.
He has been saying that because of his back problem, he just feels as though he's not getting into the line of the shot as he would like. But he slightly opened the door here for Stuart Bingham.
6.
Oh,
7.
the dreaded kick. The dreaded kick. And the worst kind, on nothing. Just a simple roll through. Oh dear.
Ground ball. 7. Stuart Bingham.
Stuart will be a little bit disappointed there. He didn't make this a tougher safety shot for Ronnie. He should have covered the left-hand side of the pack. A little bit pacey. No real pressure now on Stuart to play a better safety than that. And he has done. Once again, a little bit too much pace, so hand on the table. Better safety shot you'd expect. Well, if this bounces, it could be tight behind the yellow. Tight behind the yellow. You'll be careful here. There's one with the outside red. He could leave a red to the right middle. Well, he's trying to get into him off 2 cushions, but he's got to miss this black.
Foul for this. Stuart Bingham, 7.
Well, Stuart obviously could have him replaced, but he's going to take this tricky red on. Well, as it happens, he's not left anything. Could quite easily have done. I think if he plays this red this tight to the cushion, he won't be playing the pot. He'll be playing it thin enough to come off the top cushion and side cushion. He'll tap on the table. I think he's just saying to himself, come on, concentrate here. He's getting up and down on the shot. Just get up, have a walk round and think about it. Yeah, that was the shot I expected Ronnie to play on his last visit. It's not the best length from Stuart, so Ronnie could probably play a better shot here. Trying to get it on that baulk cushion. Use the yellow as a blocker. But neither player at the moment finding that baulk cushion.
Yeah, Ronnie's concentration's left him at the moment. This is a better shot.
Snooker on all reds. It looks like it's going to be the two cushion escape with pace. Going to have to put plenty of left hand side on this though if he's hitting this side of the middle pocket. Ah, played it well. Well, that's a bonus. He didn't play it that well. Stuart can hit the red, but he can't get back to baulk. I'm not certain to get this safe. Well, he tried to get it. Well, I'll tell you what, he couldn't have played that any better. If it goes behind the brown, what a tremendous shot that was. I didn't think he could hit that red thin enough. And a few taps on the table there from Ronnie in appreciation. That was a superb shot.
Yeah, the last two safeties from Stuart were excellent.
Foul, miss.
This cue ball's going up behind the yellow. If it is, it could be a free ball.
Stuart Bingham, 4.
Maybe not. No, there's a gap. So you would think he'd have it replaced. Don't see any value in playing this shot himself. You can plainly see Ronnie trying to come off the top cushion and just catch this red something less than quarter ball to get the cue ball back to the baulk end. Misjudged it again, and this, well, it could be a free ball this time around.
Stuart Bingham, 4. Free ball.
Yep. So what a chance
Yellow
now
ball.
this for Stuart Bingham. Always difficult to judge those. That yellow, of course, counts as a red, so colour to follow.
Looks like the pink is going to go in the black spot. So we'll tie things up a little bit. He wants his cue ball to bounce. And that's a poor shot. And a big margin for error to get nicely on a red there.
7.
This is now tricky. He's got to play at pace to get out for the black. Unless he can find the gap to play the pink to the other corner. Well, normally when they hit the first job, they didn't go in. I think any harder, this was going to wobble.
Pink will go back on the black spot. The pink I don't think is available into the right corner, but the black is. What a
14.
chance this is. Just not got complete control of the cue ball. He just seems to be hitting them and he's like getting a dead white. Get that cue through a bit smoother. Black will go on the highest available, which is a blue spot. No problem for Stuart, that.
22. 23. 29. 30.
Just about got an angle on the black. This black will put in 51 points in front. Not a couple of reds, a couple of colours would do it. He'd like a better angle on the black, but I think he's just about okay.
37. 38.
He'll want to make sure he gets plenty of points on the board this time, after what happened in the 6th frame.
This red will put in 59
44.
points in front, with 59 remaining, so just red in the colour.
45.
And this all came about, this opportunity, from one of the best safety shots you'll see for quite some time that Stuart played. Didn't look any way he could get back to the balk end. And he caught the red so thin. Left it behind the brown, and that offered up this opportunity. He's won the frame now, because he's perfect on this red. Ronnie won't be coming back to the table in this frame. I just overcut this. It's not going to drop.
Stuart Bingham and the frame.
66 points, but that's enough for Ronnie. So Stuart Bingham at 5-1 down with a counting him out. I'm not too sure now. He's only 2 behind. 5-3. Well, Stephen, this is taking on, and you said there, and I have a tendency to agree with it. Ronnie's concentration level just seems to have dropped slightly.
Yes, sometimes it's as if he needs things like what happened in the 6th frame to need a snooker, something to sort of spark him into life. Sometimes when he's in this sort of mood, he looks like at the moment he's not really bothered what happens. That's the impression he gives off, and perhaps the fact that Stuart's now coming back at him, it might spark him into life again.
Well, absolutely. I mean, there was one safety shot there that Stuart played, which was just top draw. I mean, I didn't think he could hit this red thin enough to avoid the in-off in the corner pocket. But just have a look at this.
He judged it to absolute perfection, and you could see Ronnie tapping the table and tapping it again. That's how good that shot was, and that created the chance, and Stuart took it. And it's just little things like that, whereas Ronnie had a safety shot earlier on in the frame, and he was banging the table, couldn't think of a way to play the safety, which is unusual for him.
That's all Stuart, as I said earlier, one shot at a time, one frame at a time. You know, string frames together, get a bit of momentum, and hope that you frustrate Ronnie, and then, you know, make Ronnie, you know, a bit edgy, trying to go over the line. You'd have to say in his career that's never happened, but that's all Stuart can hope for.
Thank you. Frame 9. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. Thank you.
Now has he left this red? Oh, Ronnie's down quick, he must have done. Good do, but he didn't get enough backspin on the cue ball. I've no doubt he'll play the black, but it's a thin un. Very thin, very difficult, and it just caught the near bump, and they're not going to go in then. So what a chance, because all the reds are in the open.
Six.
Yeah, it's just a matter of keeping your concentration, because there's
11.
not a lot of work to do with the cue ball in this break. Everything's in the open. It's almost like a practice setup.
12.
Yeah, and he didn't have to play any precise positional shot, because worst way he's always got that red near the right centre. Ronnie opened up the reds. Okay, it was a little unlucky not to be better on the black, but that's the risk you take. The last three frames, Stuart Bingham
19.
has made a break of 67, 81, and a 52 in the last.
20.
Oh, by the way, the frame where he made the 67, of course he lost. That's where Ronnie got the snooker. But the point I'm making, Stephen, is he is starting to score when he gets these chances.
27.
Yeah,
28.
that's all they can do. As long as he's at the table. You know, in snooker, there's nothing your opponent can do about it. I'm sure Ronnie's not
33.
panicking at the moment, but a little bit concerned. Normally when he gets to the stage in the match where he needs one to win, he finishes off the match quickly.
34.
We're having to play that insurance red, if you like,
39.
over the middle. But I think he's straight enough to be able to hold for the blue nicely.
40.
Looking at the body language, it tells me he has.
45, thank you.
It tells me he has. He played for the red that's in between the black and pink spot. And he's not on it.
That was very careless. It really was. So much margin for error here.
Well, he's looking at the possibility of an ambitious plant here. The only thing he knows that the cue ball will be going back to the balk end. But percentage-wise, getting this with a gap between the two, very low.
45, Stuart Bingham.
But as I say, he knew the cue ball was going back to the balk end, but what an opportunity he's let slip there.
He has got a pot on here to the right corner.
Well, they say if you're going to miss that type of shot, err on the side of being too thin, but that was very thin. A wry smile from Ronnie. And same with Stuart. As I say, you err on the side of hitting it thin, but not that thin. So, nice easy starter. But that's all it is. The rest are very, very awkward. When you think he came to the table 44 points behind. This will be some achievement if he can win the frame at this visit. Long odds against.
8. Nine.
Take the red off the cushion here.
Yep, it's just got slightly easier.
$17.
Is this the challenge he needed, John, to spark his concentration back into life?
22.
Came to the table with a sniff of an opportunity to win the match. I won't be
23.
happy with that shot. No problem though.
That pink's a big ball in the middle of the table. That cue ball needs to run, and it hasn't.
28.
Now this red down the side cushion is very tricky. Got to be so accurate with this. No.
28.
So half a chance he had there. It was always going to be a difficult task to win the frame. Now let's have a look at the score. Stuart 16 points in front. He needs the 3 remaining reds. And we know where the problem red is. The one on the left hand side cushion. He needs that to win the frame at this visit. So it's not a formality.
always feel if you're going to play the cannon, that you'd like to have the... You'd like to play the black into the left corner, so you've got the black and the red he's open the cannon in your eye line, but I don't know if he can do that. No, he had to play for the black in this corner. And, well, I don't think he can cannon the red. What's he going to do? Just stun it in and play a double? That's the plan. 32 points the lead, 35 remaining, red required.
16.
It's the double. Not there.
16, Stuart Bingham.
Ronnie needs this red and blue or above and the remaining colours for frame and match. You cannot get your breath. What a pot that was. Unbelievable. The blue will put him 26 points behind as we see that amazing pot once again.
Quiet, please.
Pot of the match there.
Six.
There's that great pot again, but he's not perfect on this yellow. But it's there. And he's not going to be perfect on the green unless it slows down. Well, you said, Stephen, he needed a challenge. He was asked a question. What a clearance this will be. Needs the 3 remaining colours, and he's landed absolutely inch perfect on the blue.
20.
Well, a sharp intake of breath, but this isn't too bad on the pink.
26.
Well, Stuart Bingham looked as though he was going to get right back in this match, but what a last red Ronnie O'Sullivan potted, and in goes the black, and Ronnie O'Sullivan has beaten the world champion. What an amazing match. I know Ronnie will say he won't be happy, Stuart Bingham won't be happy, but Ronnie O'Sullivan will be pleased of the two of them because he's in the final. And he beats the world champion, Stuart Bingham, by 6 frames to 3.
Well, goodness knows what Ronnie's going to make of that, but it was gripping viewing, wasn't it, in the end? 5-1 up, and he made life so difficult for himself in the end. But, John, to get over the line in the way he did, particularly with that stunned red to the green pocket.
I cannot begin to tell you how good that cueing was. I mean, looking at thinking, you've got to hold it to play for the blue, which makes the shot so much more difficult if you consider he'd missed a few long balls. But to cue this as well as he has done, straight into the middle of the pocket, what a shot that was.
His long potting this particular tournament has been fantastic, and sometimes he's criticised his long game, but an interesting match from Ronnie's perspective. It will be interesting to see how he judges it, because there were times of frustration. Congratulations, Ronnie.
Congratulations, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Through to your 11th Masters final.
Yeah.
Tell us, first of all, the good bits from that performance tonight.
Bit wobbly, wasn't it, you know? We both didn't play well, you know, but just pleased to get through to the final, I suppose.
And there were a couple of moments of brilliance from you. We're just picking out that stunned red to the green pocket there in the deciding frame, in effect.
I was just so frustrated that I just thought, you know what, I didn't really care, to be honest with you. And I mean, no disrespect to Stuart, but I mean, he'll even admit it himself that was really poor, but it was so bad, I didn't care, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not that I don't care, it's just that I feel like I can't get on the shot properly, and I'm queuing all over the gaff. I mean, I feel like I'm going to miss every shot I'm on, and it's just so frustrating. I've got no timing, my touch is gone, and I'm like, it's scary out there, you know, especially playing in front of a crowd like this, live on TV, massive match, and I've just got no touch at all. I don't know what's happened to me, but it's like, I'm in bits. I'm not even left-handed. I can't even hit a shot left-handed. It's
But
scary.
there were times, right? Okay, so Stuart Bingham didn't clinch the frame. He left you with one snooker. You pulled out a black off the green spot, which was just astonishing shot. I know you didn't clear them up in one visit. That would have frustrated you. But then when you got the chance to clear the colours, you didn't look like you were struggling there. You took them so well.
No, I'm fighting for every ball out there. You know, I can't give in. You know what I mean? But it's you know, I'm just trying to just hold it together. But it's really a struggle to put 2 or 3 balls together.
You've got to be pleased with your attitude then. If it's not all right, you know, sticking in there.
Yeah, and listen, I'm just hopeful. I mean, I have to just give it time. You know, I mean, I'm not sure whether it's my back's out of place and it's just messing around with my posture, my technique. But I have to give it 2 or 3, 4 months just to see. But if it's like that, I mean, there's no point, to be honest. I mean, I was overhitting balls by 2, 3 foot, and I couldn't play certain shots because I just couldn't get the cue through. And it was really awful out there for me, really, you know. And I mean, if Stuart would have been able to put a few together, I could never have held on to him, really.
Nevertheless, having had the problems that you've had, herniated disc in your back, you've come back, you haven't been on the circuit for a long time, Ronnie. Does this exceed the expectations that you'd set yourself this week?
Yeah, totally. I mean, if I just won one match here this week, I would have been happy, you know, and to 1-2 and now to 1-3, you know, I'm just trying to hang in there and just trying to not give in, you know, and just see what happens.
In a way, it's a little bit of adversity. Like, yeah, you've got to fight. It's something enjoyable. When your foot was playing you up, you sort of dug in there as well. It sort of gives you a bit of a challenge.
Well, that was different because, you know, but with this thing, I mean, I've never really, for the last month, 6 weeks, I've really been struggling, even in practice, to make 20. And I can only put it down to something that's happened to my back.
So you've got a big final to play tomorrow. You're going to be all right?
Yeah, no, I'm not in pain. It's just that my alignment is just so out that I've got no touch and feel. It feels like my cue and my body are just so disconnected, and you know, I'm just having to will the ball in at most times and just hang in there and try and not give in, because it's easy to throw the towel in and go, you know what, I'm not feeling it, but I can't do that. I have to grind it out and see what happens, but it's really hard, you know.
Well, you've certainly dug in over the last few games. Your long game, your medium range game was fantastic against Mark Selby. You got over the line against Mark Williams, and now Barry Hawkins, and that's going to bring back some memories of that Crucible final. He gave you a real run for your money in that final. It was a brilliant final, as I recall. You made 6 centuries, he made 2. What are your memories of playing Barry?
I've ever played, you know. The best snooker I've ever played was against, well, it felt like the best snooker I'd ever played was against Barry in the world final. I just couldn't shake him off, you know, and I couldn't have played any better, and you know, that was one of the most enjoyable matches I've ever played. And Barry's a top guy, a top player, and a bit like Stuart, you know, they've kind of gained confidence from playing more and more tournaments, and they're as good as anybody there is out there.
Did you keep an eye on today's game?
I watched all of it.
Did you?
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I've watched all the snooker this week. I think the standard has been unbelievable.
Table seems to play not too many kicks.
It's quite generous. The pockets feel quite generous. Okay. It seems like it's a good scoring table, but I think the snooker has just been unbelievable. There's been so many players that have been playing well at the same time. Normally you get one player playing well, but this week there's been like so many good matches. You know, I've enjoyed watching it. Well, I've enjoyed playing in it, but I've enjoyed watching it.
I'll tell you what, you've reached a milestone, another one tonight, Ronnie. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but that was your 62nd appearance, and you've nicked Jimmy White's record of appearances in the Masters. I tell you what, it's been a long time you've been playing it, 22 years, 1994.
Stubborn, I've just hanged around long.
But it is some achievement, and I know this is an event that you really love. What gives you a buzz about this London crowd, do you think?
It's a great event, you know, and when you're playing all right here and you're kind of just feeling it amongst the balls, you know, there's no better tournament for me personally, because it's right on my doorstep, brilliant support, and I'm just sorry that I haven't been able to perform and give them...
yeah, they hated it.
No, listen, it might have been a good performance, but I feel flat in myself. I feel like it's very hard for me to get that zip in me and that bounce in my step, because I'm really struggling, you know.
Do you think they go away thinking that you played bad? No, do they think? Do you think? Because I think they've gone away saying, "What a performance!"
I don't know what they think, but I felt really embarrassed, and just I felt like I was really short-changing them, really, and I felt, you know, oh mate, I don't know what's going on, but...
Well, you haven't shortchanged anybody, believe me.
I forgot how to play.
It's always a pleasure to see you play, and it'll be a pleasure to see you in your 11th Masters.
2 sessions tomorrow, it's going to be great fun.
Come back bouncing tomorrow, okay.
God, I'm going to need some kerosene.
Well, let's show you how Ronnie's opponent tomorrow, Barry Hawkins, got over the line, because it was another classic match against Judd Trump this time. In fact, Judd was the man who was 4-3 in front. Hawkins dug deep. He won 2 frames in a row with breaks of 78 and 100. That was his 3rd century of the match to lead 5-4 going into frame 11. And here is Barry on a break of 33.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just missed it.
34.
Oh, that could have been a match winner there.
Talked with Ronnie about in 2013, and they met in the semi-final the next year actually, and Ronnie dispatched him 17 frames to 7 with a session to spare. So there is a nice little bit of history between these guys, and I just wonder what bearing, if any, do these stats have on tomorrow's final? Steve, for you?
Well, I think Ronnie O'Sullivan will be a very strong favourite. I don't think that's giving away any clues. Barry Hawkins is playing superbly well, and don't put it past him to make it very, very difficult for Ronnie. If Ronnie's not in the best frame of mind, but he's fighting hard, right? If he's not in the best frame of mind, and a great performance by Barry Hawkins happens tomorrow, then it might be quite interesting.
What's your view of it, John?
Difficult, to be honest with you. We see Ronnie coming in talking about he's not getting down on the shot and he's not this and it. The start of the match could be very important indeed. If Barry Hawkins can get off to a good start like he did today, stamp his authority in the match, who knows? Might be a lot closer than people think.
Well, I don't think there will be too many nerves from Barry Hawkins, despite the fact he's first Masters final. He's been on the biggest stage of them all, the Crucible, and he performed very, very well 3 years ago there, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody who's been to the final of the World Championship has got that experience in the bank that will hold them in good stead for something like this. But this will be as exciting, if not more exciting in some ways, than the World Championship final. The room is bigger, it's more overawing.
It will be indeed, yeah. And thank you very much for what has been a smashing day. I think we're all a bit weary after it, really. But I hope you've enjoyed it. There's much more to come tomorrow. At the start of our final, it's a best of 19. 42nd final in the history of the Masters event gets underway 1 o'clock, BBC 2. £200,000 at stake, together with the Masters title. That's our Sunday sorted, and we hope yours too. Bye for now.
Players are good these days.
Exactly.
But do you think they've raised their game a fraction even?
Glasses with the water.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
And Stuart Bingham with a little bit to think about. He looked
Ronnie O'Sullivan to
quite
break.
calm and collected. I saw him at the midsection.
Thank you, Hazel. We're back.
As Stephen said in that second frame when he missed the black off the spot, would that have been the frame that was put him under pressure in this match?
What? Oh, I thought it's in.
He thought that might be in, but just a fraction out.
Look at that. How close.
Yeah, it always interests me, John, how different players, what they do in intervals. I mean, if I was 3-1 down the semi-final Masters, I'd be in the dressing room.
Oh, wonderful. The white.
Trying to get myself up.
Perfect.
In the press room.
Absolutely perfect. And Stuart Bingham is facing a bit of difficult pot there. Look at the white. Out.
Much too thin. As it turns out, the blue has just come in the way slightly. Wry smile from Ronnie. You can just get past the blue to the thin edge on this red.
Oh, hang on. Where's the red? Where's the red? It's in! What a shot! Stuart is not happy.
All he could see of the red. It was a guide.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot to me.
Oh. Now you think he wants to go up off the blue here. There's not many reds in the open. He won't want to play for the black and play the cannon. Needs an angle on the blue.
6.
He's got it.
Absolutely inch perfect.
Yeah, that was a lovely shot. Just
perfect.
Left hand side. just took
Oh, hang on. I think the machine is starting up to bolt.
11.
Inside Ronnie's head.
Stuart Bingham in the background, scratching his head. He feels the worst here.
12.
Good shot.
18. 19.
Just about okay there. He had to flick off the pink. He's just overscrewing one or two of these shots. Which is unlike Ronnie. He's usually inch perfect with his positional play.
25.
I think he'd be very relaxed. No, Ronnie. He's not been at his best by a long stretch. He's still 3-1 up. A heavy contact there, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right, Stephen. That cue ball didn't run as it should. Now you see it.
Good shot.
With the rest. And when you consider how easily he switches hands, it's amazing how good he is with the rest, because he doesn't use it often.
33.
He's in form at the moment.
$39. 40.
It's a bit short of pace, but it's not too bad.
Good 3 or 4 inches short.
To be ideal
The pink,
to
of
the
course.
positioning that.
Side of the shot a little bit more tricky, but that's fine. Pink doesn't pot to the right corner though, so
46.
just screw back for the blue to the right centre.
Played it well and perfect on the blue.
You take nothing for granted, because John Parrott came out with a terrific line that Joe Davis used to say, there's no easy shots at snooker. So you can't drop your guard for a second, but
53.
what an opportunity this is. He's just overrun that a fraction on the blue. Can he hold for the red to the left corner? He couldn't, but he's nicely avoided the kiss on the black, and that is inch perfect.
Wonderful.
58.
The pink
59.
and one more red.
Oh, beautiful! Absolutely beautiful.
He's staring 4-1 deficit.
This could be a lot to Stuart. No! It is! I thought and Ronnie Stu thought is going to.
I think he thought he missed that bit.
Little John. Love that.
May play for the black here,
79.
because he can just roll in the black and he can get on the other red that's near the top cushion. And with this red being tight to the cushion, you wouldn't expect him to miss it.
87.
Oh,
It is. Oh! Wow! Everyone enjoying it, including here in the commentary box.
Just beginning, it seems, to be going through the gears now.
Oh!
The first 4 frames was very scrappy. As we keep going about that black at the spot, the second frame is Ronnie makes the century.
Look at the crowd. Absolutely mind-blowing. What a clearance this is.
6.5 minutes for that century break.
106.
Yeah, there's one telling stat at the moment. Ronnie O'Sullivan's pot success is 96%. Stuart Bingham's is only at 87%.
115.
That's not good enough in this class.
Oh, hang on. Oh! Doesn't matter, but Stuart concedes it. Because it doesn't got to do something, but Ronnie's in front. 4-1. 2 more to be in the final.
Well, Stephen, Stuart there, wiping his brow, but I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a very tough shot, and didn't cost him, but it's just those fractions, and he was walking. I think he thought he potted that.
Yeah, this is the fluke.
This is the best
I don't think for any
we can ever see.
Stretch that Ronnie was going for this red.
What a shot.
But even, see the raise of the hand there from Ronnie, but I think Stuart sat in his chair, probably didn't think it was going to cost him the frame.
No, but to be fair, okay, I agree with you. It was a bit fortunate to pot the red, but Stuart's safety shot that came in and out of balk left him a chance of that.
Yeah, he's just not put Ronnie under enough pressure tonight.
That was the safety shot we were talking about. But yes, you're right. I mean, with any player, you've got to make them aware. If they make a mistake, you're going to punish them. And Stuart hasn't done that so far.
No, I mean, the first frame was a great first frame. He made a tremendous clearance when he was behind in that. And he's just not kicked on from there.
Thank you.
As I say, since then, Ronnie's not really been put under any pressure. As you say, John, when he's not put under pressure, he just goes through the gears.
Not the best of break-off shots. He's left this half ball red to the left corner. And there's a path around the back of the black.
Oh, wow.
Surprise, he's missed it.
Thank you. Stop calling out now, please.
Yeah, the crowd trying to get behind Stuart here. I want to see a match. Gotta be careful with this one. Much too thick. Much too thick.
Two of the opposite players. Come on, Ronnie on the other side. Come on, Stuart. Feels a bit of sharp pain, maybe.
It's tough to say, John. He looks a little bit overawed by this occasion tonight, to me, since the first frame.
Oh, hang on. Could be a lifeline.
Confidence sapping when you
knew it.
Spot and then miss a few balls you're expected to get. And as he said in his interview before the match, he knew the majority of the crowd would be on Ronnie's side. Ronnie having to play a safety shot there because he played a poor positional shot. That's a poor safety shot.
But he's attempted it, and the result is bad.
For Ronnie. For Stuart, sorry.
What a chance.
Help if the black goes to the opposite corner. I'm not certain it does, though.
What a chance this is. For Stuart.
If it does, he doesn't have a lot to do with the cue ball.
Oh.
It's not happening at the moment. It is not happening for Stuart at the moment. And if this black goes, it's an absolute simple starter for Ronnie. Well, the black didn't go.
Good shot.
The red went, and that cleared the black. That's why Stuart Bingham had to play the forcing follow-through. 3 fractions. If that black would have been available for Stuart, he could have just stunned the red in, but he had a bit of work to do with the cue ball.
Everyone's scoring for Ronnie. Wow!
Ronnie there trying to force that red in so he could get position on the black and get the black back on its spot.
Stop
Maybe
calling out, please.
bit off a little bit more than he could chew there.
Wow. Massive bang there. Good shot!
Well, you know Stuart isn't going to keep this in.
No, I think it's time to get a bit of fire in his belly, as it were. Get angry.
6.
Can't believe it. Ronnie at the moment. He's forcing it.
Poor shot. I think the pink's straight to the green pocket. I was playing for it to the right centre.
Yeah, the last thing he wants is a testy one like this. There's more pressure than normal on this pink. But he potted it well.
Good shot under pressure.
That helps. Pink going in the black spot.
13.
We'll play the cannon on the red to the right of the pink. That's not the one he played for, but he's on it. It's not perfect by any means.
Well, it's a thin one. But it's one of those you've got to fully commit here. Tracer right hand side, cannon's that cluster. He's potted these 1,000 times.
Perfect.
He did fully commit. And now he's back in perfect position.
20. 21. 27. 28.
Now normally you'd expect him to pot the pink and cannons, that little cluster of 5. The problem is if he does that, the pink may go back on his own spot and be tied up. So that's why he was averse to playing that cannon. He wants the pink to stay on the black spot.
34. 35. 41. 42.
Well, has he just got a slight angle? He needs one. He doesn't want to be too straight. He's straight enough. He's straight enough. Just managed to pinch a bit, and he's played that well. Good shot.
47.
.33 points to lead. That equates to maybe 3 more reds to be sure of winning the frame.
48.
Yeah, and important for his own confidence and belief in this match to win it in one visit.
Not bad.
Who settled for that?
54. 55.
This pink will put him 47 points in front. So after this pink, red and the blue would do. Red and the blue would put him 53 points in front, with just 51 remaining.
.62.
Roll the blue in, and Ronnie O'Sullivan will need a snooker. So Ronnie had a good chance here, played a poor positional shot, and then Mr. Red, he was trying to force in to get back up for the black. But it's only one snooker needed. I don't think there's a pot on here. Well, maybe there's a plant, is there? No, just playing the safety. And as I say, it's only one snooker required.
67.
It's been done before.
What a shot. What is he going to do? He's staying in the black? What a guts! What a guts is this? Oh, what a guts! What a pot! Unbelievable! Look at that!
And he knew that was the only way he could keep the snooker.
Hang on. Oh! Oh! Oh!
Absolutely sensational. He's given himself a chance now.
Oh, come on, come on. No! Oh.
As long as he can get the snooker.
Wow.
Watching Stuart Bingham in his chair, he just doesn't know what to think about this.
Yeah, it is. But what a sensational pot. I mean the
That's the natural line. But there's so much
yeah, you spotted JV. But what a guts to get that black
down the right-hand side
from the bulk area.
That's the line. But you've got to trust yourself.
Well,
it's got to hit this.
no, it is. Oh, wow!
That's the double whammy going in on. We have a new favourite now. 33 points behind, 35 remaining.
Wow.
Pink or black off this red required.
Good shot.
What?
He's on a black.
Needs to miss the brown.
Oh.
Got the kiss on the brown.
Wow.
8. So this yellow, if he takes it on, is a very thin cut, but how can he get on the ground?
No. Play safe.
No. Decided to play the safety. Don't blame him.
Ronnie
He
O'Sullivan.
doesn't want to
8.
knock the pink safe though. And he's left the mark for Stuart to get through to the yellow. So it's all about this yellow ball.
He's left it.
It's too thick. He's got away with it. He's got away with it. But he may be in trouble when he comes back to the table.
Again, there's a gap. Oh, phenomenal pot that was from Ronnie. The way he went for it, lots of guts. Absolutely phenomenal, that black.
Once again, a little bit too thick, and if that cue ball comes away from the cushion, here's a chance for Ronnie. One good pot on the yellow, and it could be a frame winner.
Oh!
Perfect on the green. He needs the remaining colours. You might have to play a little cannon from the brown here, just leave himself a nice angle on the blue. Well, he decided he could get past it, but he's wrong side of the blue.
9.
But as I always say, you'd rather be well the wrong side, so straightforward in and out of balk, just got to judge the pace. Just got to judge the pace. Needs a bounce or to slow down, one or the other. It's not bad, it's not great. Where's the cue ball going? Where's the cue ball?
Oh!
This black for an amazing frame to pinch.
Oh, what a shot! Oh, phenomenal performance from Ronnie O'Sullivan at the moment, and he's leading 5-1. One more to play for Ronnie to be in the final tomorrow. Damien Hirst.
And the noise levels just went through the roof. That was grand larceny, wasn't it?
The Dick Turpin of snooker. He's just done highway robbery. What a frame to win, and the black off the green spot. To knock that in the middle hole at that pace is an incredible shot. Just to get this in, dropping it in dead weight was something. I mean, unbelievable pot speed.
Yeah, and he needed to pot the black instead of the brown to leave himself only needing one foul, 4 points. It wouldn't have been enough for a foul with 4 points if he'd have played the brown. He didn't clear up in one visit, but then when he did get his chance, what a yellow. He knocked it and he hit it so well. And the pink, probably even better. He didn't roll the pink in. He decided to play it positively, struck the ball so well. And well, Stuart Bingham will be melting in his chair.
Yeah.
He did have a great chance. He got over the line, but he was bang on the red straight, so he had to sacrifice trying to split the reds up. And it all went wrong from there for him. And well, effectively, it feels like it's match over now.
It does, and you sense that the crowd have that feeling as well, and indeed Ronnie, because it almost loosened up there. It was absolutely mesmerising queuing there, particularly in those shots you mentioned, that black and then that yellow as well, John. It was beautiful stuff.
You just got a feeling he was going to win that frame. There was just something about it. There was a certain inevitability about it that when he came to the table, I thought, you're going to win this frame. And as for Stuart, well, to be honest with you now, he's just got to go out and play no miss snooker, relax and try and get in it, because 5-1 down against O'Sullivan doesn't give much hope, would you?
O'Sullivan needs one more frame to get into an 11th Masters final.
Indeed, Hazel. One more to play for Ronnie for the 11th final of the Masters.
And then he can win the match before that happens.
But what a tremendous black he was played previous of this frame.
But that's not the best safety. I think there's a gap between green and blue for this red. There is.
Well, there's a chance. No!
Oh, right across it. And this red just above the black will go. So Stuart gets first chance. What's he got left?
So Stuart put. Oh, hang on. Not good, not bad. He's okay position.
8. And a couple of reds he can go at. He's not absolutely inch perfect. With a little bit to do with the cue ball. Rolling in nicely. He's got quite a few loose reds to go at before he contemplates playing any cannons. So a chance to settle into the break, so to speak.
$16. 17. 24. 25.
Should have said he wouldn't hold much hope for Stuart winning this match, 5-1 down, but all he can do is just concentrate as hard as he can. One ball at a time, one frame at a time.
32.
And just see if he can try and put a couple of frames together and
33.
put Ronnie under some sort of pressure. $147 would be a good way to start, John.
Yeah, well, he's made 3 in tournament play, so he's no stranger to that.
$40. Yeah. 41.
I wouldn't say he's got the perfect angle on this black. And running round of 2 cushion can sometimes go wrong. See, got a little bit of adrenaline, he's just overhit it.
48.
Now has he got the natural angle to pot this red and miss the cannon on the black and play for the black in the same pocket? You only really know if you're right behind the shot.
$49.
Played it well. And now he'll have to go into them.
I'd like to hit this half ball, this red. That's perfect. That's unlucky. Hit that pack well there. Maybe a little bit more pace would have been better, but made the right contact on that red. I count myself pretty unlucky not to be on anything. He's got a pot to the right corner, but he'll be playing it up for a baulk colour. If he was in the club, he'd risk playing off, screwing off 2 cushions to stay in the black, but our situation is not the same. Oh, he has played it.
Oh.
He's got nothing to lose now, John. 5-1 down.
No. He's got maximum on his mind.
57.
Oh. What a punishment that will be. Maximum.
64.
Pretty interesting. JV.
65.
Just left himself maybe a little bit straighter than he would have liked here.
I suppose he could screw back off the side cushion and leave himself a choice of reds, the one in the middle of the table and one of those 2 reds at this end. In the end he could force the angle, but can he get back on the black? Anyway, the point is, if he pots this red, he'll go 73 points in front with just 67 remaining.
The red to the right of the 4. If he's straight in the black, he'll possibly screw back and leave the cue ball where it is now, for a red to the left centre.
Yeah, if he's straight enough, if he gets somewhere near that circle, beyond that red.
That's perfect. 80.
I bow to your expertise there, John. I bow to your expertise.
Ooh, Justin.
Well, he's just under-hit it slightly. He wanted to be a little bit straighter on this black.
He can play for a choice of 2 here, though. The red to the left corner, or the one that's near the right-hand side cushion. It could be to the right corner, so you play the cue ball in an area.
No! Wow.
What a great attempt, considering the situation he was in, to have a go at the maximum. Every credit. Missed the black. He'll be disappointed, but at least he's won the frame. Still trails though, 5 frames to 2.
He's actually second go at it this week because he got down to the yellow, missed the yellow against Ding as well. So at least he had the bottle to have a go at it.
Yeah, there's been 3 really good chances this week. That was one of them. The other set, and also John Higgins.
John Higgins had a good chance.
He had an absolutely unbelievable chance. Played probably on the wrong red with 3 reds to go, and we spoke to him afterwards. I mean, Stephen spoke to him afterwards and said, "What were you doing there?" He went, "I don't know." He played on the wrong ball.
It's always great, and it really gets the crowd. Ironically, they've been baying for Ronnie O'Sullivan to finish the match, and then they're cheering him.
Yeah, well, I think everybody likes to see a good match, and Stuart's sort of just taken the ball so nicely there, as he did start in the last game to get a bit of a motor on. So he's not an ugly player to watch, effectively. There was a chat, wasn't there? I think it was online somewhere about what's most difficult: a hole-in-one, 147, 9-dart finish. Put them in order.
Oh, go on then.
I don't know.
Not sure. At the risk of offending somebody, let's not try. But in terms of his overall status within the match, it's still very much uphill.
It is indeed. It's a strange one with Stu, because there's signs there that he's hitting the ball really well, and then all of a sudden he misses something you don't expect. It's like fits and starts. It's just he's very close to playing really good.
It could have been very easily 4-3 this match.
Yep, it's been bitty, but there have been signs of real brilliance from both players so far. Back we go.
Well,
one of the few times in the match, a break-off shot has tied up the black. Ronnie can't play the long red, having to play the safety.
What's the red?
What's that?
What's the white?
No, it's not too bad. That red was going towards the corner pocket, but even the path to it has been covered by the green. Decided to go for the attacking shots. Don't blame him, the situation he's in. It's always difficult when you're striking down like that. It looks like it's a nice easy starter with black to follow. No problem.
Thank you.
I'm not certain if the black will go to the right corner.
8.
I'm not certain it goes to the left corner, but it certainly doesn't go to the right corner, so Ronnie will have to go up for blue or pink here. I don't know whether pink's available.
9.
It is.
I think he played for a choice of pink or blue there. Puff of the cheeks from Ronnie. He's not really, his cue ball control hasn't been his best tonight. I know I'm being picky, but I expect so much from him when he's in amongst the balls. Yeah, and it caused him to miss it. He didn't want to play the pink, he was worried about it. So, unexpected miss though. Shakes of the head, and I think Ronnie, Stephen, is a lot stronger character than he used to be. Things like that would really affect him, but I don't think they affect him as much as they used to. But Stuart at the moment not really having the run, and isn't it always the way at this game? When you need a bit of luck, you never get it.
Yeah, I think think if he was
Green
being
ball.
punished for mistakes more tonight, Roy, he might have let it get to him a bit more. But the fact is, he's still 5-2 ahead, and he's not been anywhere near his best.
Stuart Bingham, 1.
But he won't be getting any pleasure, you know, out of not playing well or missing easy balls. It's obviously an obvious thing to say, but I was just about to say before he made that.
Almost
he's
a
been
let off
closing the match
to
out.
John to Stuart Bingham.
Never any problem.
Wrapped his cue on the floor there. That was a poor safety. So for some reason, Ronnie's just gone off the boil.
One.
Well, he has been saying that because of his back problem, he just feels as though he's not getting into the line of the shot as he would like. But he slightly opened the door here for Stuart Bingham.
6.
Wow.
The dreaded kick. The dreaded kick. And the worst kind. On nothing.
Oh.
Just a simple roll through. Oh dear.
And the wrong movement as well.
Ground ball. 7. Stuart Bingham.
Stuart will be a little bit disappointed there. He didn't make this a tougher safety shot for Ronnie. He should have covered the left-hand side of the pack. A little bit pacey. No real pressure now on Stuart to play a better safety than that. And he has done. Once again, a little bit too much pace, so hand on the table. Better safety shot you'd expect. Well, if this bounces, it could be tight behind the yellow.
It is, JV.
You've got to be careful here. There's one with the outside red. He could leave a red to the right middle. He's trying to get into him off 2 cushions, but he's got to miss this black.
Foul for this. Stuart Bingham, 7.
Well, Stuart obviously could have him replaced, but he's going to take this tricky red on. Well, as it happens, he's not left anything. Could quite easily have done. I think if he plays this red that's tied to the cushion, he won't be playing the pot. He'll be playing it thin enough to come off the top cushion and side cushion. He'll tap on the table. I think he's just saying to himself, come on, concentrate here. He's getting up and down on the shot. Just get up, have a walk round and think about it.
It is JV. He's setting the time. He's struggling a bit. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Still not happy with the situation Ronnie, at the moment. Oh.
Yeah, that was the shot I expected Ronnie to play on his last visit. It's not the best length from Stuart, so Ronnie could probably play a better shot here. Trying to get it on that port cushion. Use the yellow as a blocker. But neither player at the moment finding that port cushion.
Yeah, Ronnie's concentration's left him at the moment. This is a better shot.
Snooker done all reds. It looks like it's going to be the two cushion escape with pace. Going to have to put plenty of left hand side on this though if he's hitting this side of the middle pocket. Ah, played it well.
Oh. Oh, hang on!
He didn't play it that well.
I think it's not just escape from the snooker, but he's left his opponent right back from the snooker themselves.
Stuart can hit the
From his looks like.
He can't get back to balk. Not certain to get this safe.
Could be enough. There's a possible chance for a let off for Ronnie. Almost.
Well, I'll tell you what, he couldn't have played that any better. If it was behind the brown, what a tremendous shot that was. I didn't think he could hit that red pin enough.
It is! It is! Ho ho ho!
That was a superb shot.
Yeah, last two safeties from Stuart were excellent.
What a standard at the moment we have. He's right sneaking with it. It's a free ball.
If it is, it could be a free ball.
It is.
Maybe not.
No. No.
No. There's a gap. So you would think he'd have it replaced. Don't see any value in playing this shot himself. Plainly see Ronnie trying to come off the top cushion and just catch this red something less than quarter ball to get the cue ball back to the balk end. Misjudged it again, and this, well, it could be a free ball this time around.
Stuart Bingham, 4. Free ball.
Yep. So what a chance
Yellow
now
ball.
this for Stuart Bingham. Always difficult to judge those. That yellow, of course, counts as a red, so colour to follow.
Looks like the pink is going to go in the black spot. So we'll tie things up a little bit. He wants his cue ball to bounce, and that's a poor shot. And a big margin for error to get nicely on a red there.
7.
This is now tricky. He's going to play it at pace to get out for the black. Unless he can find the gap to play the pink to the other corner.
Oh, gravity took over.
Normally when they hit the first job, they didn't go in. I think any harder, this was going to wobble.
Pink will go back on the black spot. The pink I don't think is available into the right corner, but the black is. What a
14.
chance this is. Just not got complete control of the cue ball. He just seems to be hitting them, and he's like getting a dead white. Get that cue through a bit smoother. Black will go on the highest available, which is a blue spot. No problem for Stuart that.
22. 23. 29. 30.
Just about got an angle on the black. This black will put in 51 points in front. Not a couple of reds, a couple of colours would do it. He'd like a better angle on the black, but I think he's just about okay.
Seven. 38.
He'll want to make sure he gets plenty of points on the board this time after what happened in the 6th frame.
This red will put in 59
44.
points in front with 59 remaining, so just red in the colour.
45.
And this all came about, this opportunity, from one of the best safety shots you'll see for quite some time that Stuart played. Didn't look any way he could get back to the balk end. And he caught the red so thin. Left it behind the brown, and that offered up this opportunity. He's won the frame now, because he's perfect on this red. Ronnie won't be coming back to the table in this frame. I just overcut this. It's not going to drop.
Stuart Bingham and the frame.
66 points, but that's enough for Ronnie. So Stuart Bingham at 5-1 down with a counting him out. I'm not too sure now. He's only 2 behind. 5-3. Well, Stephen, this is taking on, and you said there, and I have a tendency to agree with it. Ronnie's concentration level just seems to have dropped slightly.
It is, in fact.
If
if you need sometimes composure and maybe
at the moment he's not really bothered what happens. That's the impression he gives off.
if you get pressured and was not running as he used to be, and it doesn't take it as a fact that you would like to. So yeah, why not? Compose yourself, take your time, and why not?
Look at this. He just did to absolute perfection, and you could see Ronnie tapping the table.
He knew.
How
Yeah.
good that shot was, and that created the chance, and Stuart took it. And it's just little things like that. Whereas Ronnie had a safety shot earlier on in the frame, and he was banging the table, couldn't think of a way to play the safety, which is unusual for him.
That's all Stuart. As I said earlier, one shot at a time, one frame at a time. You know, string frames together, get a bit of momentum, and hope that you frustrate Ronnie, and then, you know, make Ronnie you know, a bit edgy, trying to go over the line. You'd have to say in his career that's never happened, but that's all Stuart could hope for.
Thank you. Frame 9. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break. Thank you.
Let's see Stuart. What can I do? Oh, he's went for it. Is he left it? I don't think.
Now has he left this red? Oh, Ronnie's down quick. He must have done.
It is. It is!
I've no doubt he'll play the black, but it's a thin un.
It's a thin one. Oh, beautiful! No! Wow! Whoa! Close one there! Ha! Ronnie's smiling there.
It just caught the near bump. And they're not going to go in then. So what a chance, because all the reds are in the open.
Six.
Good shot.
Yeah, it's just a matter of keeping your concentration, because there's
11.
not a lot of work to do with the cue ball in this break. Everything's in the open.
This could be trailing.
It's almost like a practice setup.
12.
Yeah, and he didn't have to play any precise positional shot because worst way he's always got that red near the right centre. Ronnie opened up the reds. Okay, it was a little unlucky not to be better on the black, but that's the risk you take. The last three frames, Stuart Bingham
19.
has made a break of 67, 81, and a 52 in the last.
20.
Oh, by the way, the frame where he made the 67, of course he lost. That's where Ronnie got the snooker. But the point I'm making, Stephen, is he is starting to score when he gets these chances.
27.
Yeah,
28.
that's all they can do. As long as he's at the table, you know, in snooker, there's nothing your opponent can do about it. I'm sure Ronnie's not panicking at the moment, but a little bit concerned. Normally when he gets to the stage in the match where he needs one to win, he finishes off the match quickly.
34.
He's having to play that insurance red, if you like,
39.
over the middle. But I think he's straight enough to be able to hold for the blue nicely.
40.
Oh, has he overrun it?
I think it is. It is.
Language, it tells me he has.
45. Thank you.
It tells me he has. He played for the red that's in between the black and pink spot.
He has.
And he's not on it.
That was very careless. It really was.
Look at that.
So much margin for error here.
Run a bit. Half an inch? It is.
Well, he's looking at the possibility of an ambitious plan here. The only thing he knows that the cue ball will be going back to the balk end. But percentage-wise, getting this with a gap between the two, very low.
45, Stuart Bingham.
He knows.
The cue ball was going back to the balk end, but what an opportunity he's let slip there.
Ooh! The audience knew it. Almost in.
He has got a pot on here to the right corner.
Well, they say if you're going to miss that type of shot, err on the side of being too thin, but that was very thin. A wry smile from Ronnie. And the same with Stuart.
A chance now!
On the side of hitting it thin, but not that thin. So, nice easy starter. But that's all it is. The rest are very, very awkward. When you think he came to the table 44 points behind. This will be some achievement if he can win the frame at this visit. Long odds against.
8. Nine.
Take the red off the cushion here.
Adjust to perfection.
It's just got slightly easier.
$17.
Just a little bit to work. Tough spin. Oh.
Challenge needed John to spark his concentration back into life.
22.
Into the table with a sniff of an opportunity.
Ooh.
Happy with that shot.
Flight a bit with cider. The white.
That pink's a big ball.
Come on, come on, run, 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 run. Oh!
Down the side cushion is very tricky. Got to be so accurate with this. No.
No.
So half a chance he had there. It was always going to be a difficult task to win the frame. Now let's have a look at the score. Stuart 16 points in front. He needs the 3 remaining reds.
Can't believe it.
I don't know where the problem red is.
Can't believe it's Ronnie O'Sullivan there.
He needs that to win the frame at this visit. So it's not a formality. Well, you always feel if you're going to play the cannon that you'd like to have the... You'd like to play the black into the left corner so you've got the black and the red he's open the cannon in your eye line, but I don't know if he can do that. No, he had to play for the black
9
in this corner. And, well, I don't think he can cannon the red. What's he going to do? Just stun it in and play a double? That's the plan. 32 points the lead, 35 remaining, red required.
16.
It's the double. Not there.
16, Stuart Bingham.
Oh. Don't tell me Ronnie's going for it. He's going for this.
Ronnie needs this red.
He is. What a guts this is. What a guts this needs. Oh, I think Ronnie's going on for it. He does. What a shot! Oh! Look at Stuart. Absolutely freeze to death with that pot of the match that he made.
Pot of the match there.
Oh, almost perfect. Look at that.
There's a great pot again, but he's not perfect on this yet.
Oh, it is, JV! It is! What a chance this is. Good shot.
Well, you said, Stephen, he needed a challenge. He was asked a question. What a clearance this will be.
Great.
The three remaining colours, and he's landed absolutely inch perfect on the blue.
20.
Well, a sharp intake of breath, but this isn't too bad on the pink.
Good shot.
26.
Well, Stuart Bingham looked as though he was going to get right back in this match, but what a last red Ronnie O'Sullivan potted, and in goes the black.
Indeed, JV. What a red he potted, what a black he potted. And look at the result. 6 frames to 3. Back in the final versus Barry Hawkins. In the final. Back to you, Hazel.
Well, goodness knows what Ronnie's going to